Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Friday Night Cruise Talk. Hope everybody's doing okay.
Howdy.
Good, good.
Got some background noise. Yeah, you guys got any big plans for the weekend or big cruise coming up? Or
I go on Jubilee. I'm flying out on Wednesday. Going to stay a couple nights in Galveston, right on. It's like the Wingate, right on Galveston Island, and then get on the ship on Saturday. Next Saturday.
that's cool. Is it Cozumel, Roatan, and
Yeah, yep. Western Caribbean.
Typical,
Okay, cool.
typical Galveston lineup.
Yep. We're going to do the. It's for the Having Luggage Will Travel group cruise, the FRGC 2.0. So I got several different channels going on it. Bruce and Cindy from Ocean Travel, they're going to go in on Wednesday as well with us and hang out Thursday and Friday with us. And then I think we're going to do a little bit of a meetup on Friday night with everybody else coming down.
Nice.
Let me welcome in Embarkation Nation. Thanks for coming in, and Scott.
Hello.
McNeil, thanks for coming in and joining us. Yeah, we've been on the Jubilee a couple of times, and we really like it. The last one was where we had that forward cabin, and it was a pretty interesting deal. Having that, I thought it was going to be, as soon as you opened up the door, it was going to be real windy and stuff, and it wasn't. I mean, it was, the way they've got it set up, or at least the way it was working, was that you could walk outside and you could hardly feel any breeze whatsoever. But once you got real close to the edge of the balcony or where the railing came up, that's when you started feeling the wind. But as far, if you sat back and you're on the balcony, you really didn't feel much at all.
Okay.
And I mean, I figured, being on the front of the ship, that we were going to have all sorts of, it was going to be miserable being out there, but it wasn't. It was actually pretty nice.
Our room's going to be on the Lido deck, right behind the street eats. When you go in the door from the street eats, it's only like 2 or 3 rooms in.
Oh, cool.
The interior cabin.
Sweet.
And Will G, he's going to be on that one as well. He's over in the chat now.
Okay.
Hey, Will.
Hey, Controversial Cruising, thanks for coming in. There's Will G. Thanks for being here. Yeah, have you been on it yet, or is this your first time being on the Jubilee?
This will be my first time even on an XL class.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
So, yep. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I was on there. I was on there with Tony and them, Jennifer and Andrew. That was back the New Year's cruise.
Yeah, the second cruise.
Yeah. I stayed in the Havana area. I had one of those Havana interiors.
Okay.
But I was kind of disappointed with their Havana area, compared to like on the Vista. A little bit smaller.
Now, is the Havana area just like a exclusive place for that people staying in those rooms, or is it like an adults only, or just an area for the people staying in the rooms?
Yeah, if you book a Havana cabin, they give you like a little bracelet, and or if you're if you're in a suite, then I think suite guests also get it too. But They have you can go on the Havana bar and hang out there, but they have like a little door that goes to the outside part with the hot tub and loungers and stuff. That's supposed to be just for the Havana people. But I got it through a casino deal, but I think I wouldn't recommend paying for a Havana room on the XL class. I would do it on the Vista class, because it's a lot bigger. You got a pool and 2 hot tubs.
Yeah.
Will G says this will be a second time on the Jubilee.
He'll be able to show me around.
Yeah. The thing, I mean, it definitely had some pluses about it. There were some things that it just seemed like it was a little more cramped in other areas. Definitely the rooms appear to be a lot smaller than, I mean, because we've had the balcony, we've had the regular balcony as far as, and even some interior rooms. And the first one that we were on we had the interior, and I walked into that thing and it was just like, I mean, there's not much more room than for the bed and for you to walk up to it, and that's it. I mean, there was hardly any room whatsoever after that.
Yeah.
Two people, one has to sit on the end of the bed and let the other one pass by. It was so small.
Yeah.
Evening all.
Howdy.
Yeah, I could literally put my shoulder against after you come in right after you come into the cabin. I could put my shoulder against the wall, take my hand, and just not even extend it all the way and touch the other side.
Wow.
So, and I realize they've made them, smaller so they can fit more on there. But that was just, when you're used to a little bit more room.
So I will say that was nice about the Icon. Is Icon rooms were the way they did their balcony rooms now with the window in them. Like I did a panoramic ocean view, which was just a big window, but they gave me the area like I had a balcony in the room. So it was almost like I had a double room. And we ended up getting two chairs there and a table, and we'd sit there and eat, drink our coffee in the morning and look out the big window.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, on the Jubilee, the thing that I noticed as far as the bathrooms seemed like, I kind of feel like they put a bigger shower in there, and that took up some of your bathroom space. So, I felt like I could probably, if I was sitting on the toilet, I could probably put my feet in the shower. That's how compact. I mean, it wasn't bad for me. I was by myself, so
Right.
No big deal. But I could imagine if couple, family, or something in there might be rubbing some elbows for sure.
Yeah.
If I've actually got a room review of the interior room that we did, if you want to take a look at it, as well as the forward balcony one that we had. But I figured you'd probably be more interested in the interior one, just to kind of give you an idea of what to expect.
Yeah.
Small. It's super small.
Yeah, so you're not surprised like when we walked in. We were just like, where's the rest of the room?
It's like the width of the door and 3 inches on either side was the edge of the little hallway that you have to get in. So it's a bit small.
And the thermostat, I don't know if anybody else experienced this, but I had a hard time getting the room cool, keeping it cool. I mean, I had it all the way down, and then there was that little boost button, the little snowflake thing, and I pushed the hell out of that thing. And
my thermostat on Icon went bad. They had to come in there and replace it.
Oh, wow.
So luckily they did it pretty quick, because we went back to the room like after dinner or something, and it was hot as hell. And we were like, what the hell happened? So I called down there, and they came out, and they're like, oh, sorry. And they had it fixed within probably half hour.
Yeah.
But we did find that on the Jubilee anyway, those go off on after 4 hours. So in the middle of the night, it'll shut off. But it doesn't shut off, but it goes back to just a regular blower or whatever. And it gets real hot in there. And if you get up in the middle of the night, just hit that snowflake again, and it'll start to cool down a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah.
The old days of leaving the card in there, that's gone to the wayside, I guess. But it was just, I don't know. It wasn't too bad, but
No.
1 minute I'm hot, next minute I'm cold anyway. So just kind of.
I normally turn the AC down all the way and leave it. My wife will put a hoodie on if she needed to.
Yeah.
Well, it was almost like if you got up during the middle of the night, if you went to the bathroom, like she said, either hit that boost button or turn it up and then turn it right back down. It was almost like it was on a cycle. It would kick off because nobody was moving around. But if you got up, moved around, and changed it, and then went back to bed, it would cool down.
Yeah, there's some places have sensors on them where you, if there's no movement, it'll shut it off.
That's not cool. It needs to stay cold all night.
Yeah.
Or get colder.
Welcome in, Scott. Thanks for being here.
Hello.
Hello.
I will.
And if one of the things that we started doing as soon as we get on board, as soon as we start talking to the cabin steward, we ask them if we can get a mattress topper. That way they know the next day, whether it's either that day or the next day when they come in to service the room, they'll put an extra mattress topper, or they'll put a thing on top of your mattress to make it more padded.
Yeah. I had them having to do that on Liberty of the Seas, I think it was, because that was the most uncomfortable bed I've ever slept on.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yo.
Hey, I'm tired. Thanks for coming in. And we're trying to have a great evening.
I mean, I still thought that the Jubilee was really nice. I mean, that's nitpicking about the room and the Havana thing, but other than that, it's my favorite Carnival ship so far for sure.
Yeah.
The food options alone, blows any other Carnival ship out, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Well, we liked it. Like I said, it had its I really like you're talking about the bathroom. I really like the shower because it has a glass door on it as opposed to a curtain. And on the other way, it's not curved. It's not like, it's stuck in the corner, but it doesn't have that curved shower curtain on it. They've squared it off, and it actually seems like it's a bigger shower than on the other ships. And you don't have to worry about the water and stuff like that getting out from underneath the shower curtain and stuff, or from around it. So I really like that part.
Or previous people's being up against you while you're in there. That's what I like about it. I don't like shower curtains in public places. It's gross.
Sticking to you.
Yeah. There's been places where I've kind of puckered the shower curtain on the outside of the tub, put some water in it so to hold it. You just can't go too much water because it'll push the curtain out and all the water goes out on the floor. Then you have a mess to clean up. But I try to do that where it's just a little bit so it will hold the curtain down, and it doesn't work too well. So.
Yeah, I kind of did a good job on the way they designed their bathrooms on there. And the way the shower is, the door kind of opens up into the shower, in and out. And it gives you, it's like a rectangular shower, and it's got a bench in there. So it's pretty big.
Wow.
Okay.
Nice.
They definitely use the square footage of the bathroom well on there.
Yeah.
That's good.
Let me say hello to Bill. Thanks for coming in. And
hello.
Najima Brown.
Hi, Najima.
Howdy. Thanks for coming in. Let's see. I think I'm going to first Royal in a while next year. Cool. We're going on one of those, right?
No, not Royal. We're going on NCL.
Oh, okay. Yeah, next year.
And the NCL, Jen? She's on. Just give me a thumbs up.
Which one? The
Encore?
Alaska?
Yeah, for her wedding.
Yeah. Well, we're on that one too.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that'll be the first time being on a different cruise line for us.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You see that family got left behind in Alaska on the
No.
Wow.
Yeah, they were in Ketchikan, and they went on that log lumberjack show excursion, and apparently there was a family of 8 or 9 of them, and they got done with the show, and they went to jump on the shuttle back to the ship, and I guess it was full, and they were like, "Yeah, just there'll be another bus coming. Just wait here," and nothing ever came. And I guess they called the Port Authority, and then they contacted the ship, and they sent a van. But by the time the van pulled up, the ship was already like sailing away.
Oh no!
And then I guess they went in their rooms and gathered up the passports, but there was only 8 of them, and there was 9 people. And so the next port was in Canada. And so they had to fly straight from Ketchikan back to Seattle. And when that happened, it triggered a $9,000 fine, because on a cruise ship, you can't go from like American City to American City. So it was a $970 fine per
person.
It was great. Yeah, per person. And there was 9 of them. So
Wow.
that was an ordeal.
Yeah. So
I guess they're getting reimbursed, because supposedly they booked that excursion through NCL. So they had to pay it out up front, but apparently they're getting it all back.
yeah, still, but how many people? I mean,
To pull, yeah, because their credit card got hit like the day after the cruise ended for $9,000, and then they're in the middle of buying hotels and plane tickets to get all the way back to Oklahoma, because they were from Tulsa.
so
Whoops.
They said they had to sleep in the airports. It was the guy. I felt bad for the dude telling the story.
yeah.
We've done that. We'll never want to do that again. Oh wow. No, I didn't see. I guess this morning, John Hill posted, or yesterday, so I just saw it. I'm not on there much. They're asking about what do you think about them playing Anchors Away when they start pulling the ropes? Did y'all see that?
I didn't see it.
I never noticed that. Do they do that all the time?
They're doing it?
I guess they used to do it, and they haven't done it in a long. I mean, they haven't done it since we've been going since 15. But they were asking yes or no. Do you think it should be done? And a lot of people were saying yeah, and they were like, oh, I'm sure the sailors would enjoy that. And then somebody comes back and went, no, I wouldn't. And I'm just like, okay, well, only one said no. So, but you ask all this stuff, I guess, just start conversation. But I mean,
I can
play some Beach Boys and stuff. A lot
I
of
can
people.
imagine some retired sailors. I'm a retired sailor. It wouldn't bother me if they want to do it. It ain't gonna bother me at all. But I can envision, especially some folks that I used to serve with, if they heard Anchors Away, it'd probably give them some flashbacks. But
Yeah. Well, not only that, if you're somebody that cruises all the time, you might get tired of hearing that same old song every time. You get some of these people that live on them, darn near live on those ships.
yeah,
I mean, having to hear that song over and over and over and over again just might get a little annoying.
I mean, yeah, the way they were talking about, I guess, playing it over the intercom. I guess like when the captain comes across and it goes into all the cabins and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, can we just make all the announcements go in the cabin? They should have some kind of on-off switch in there. So if you don't want to hear the announcements, turn it off. Because I get some people cruise a lot and, they don't need to hear it. But, like this last one we went, it was my cousin's, he retired from the Navy, but his wife, it was only her second trip, and honestly, by the time, it goes bong bong or whatever, and then they start talking. Well, even if you get up and head straight for the door, half of the announcement's over and you're like, what was that?
Yeah.
And if you don't want to hear it, turn it off. But, they should have it where it's, what if you have someone that's, can't get up and move around? I mean, I'm a little slow. I'm not that old, but I'm still a little slow. But if you have somebody that can't get around even as, as well as I can at this point, it would really help for them to be able to hear the announcements, especially when it's time to disembark.
Yeah, I think the Carnival Glory had one up on the like on the Vanity that you could turn on and off.
Oh.
And I think the Adventure, Venture of the Seas had one where you could turn it up and down.
yeah.
Well, that would be nice because there are. I mean, there's been I don't know how many things that by the time you get to some of them, a lot of the messages, by the time you get to the door, they're done.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I'm not going to sit in the room with my door cracked,
Yeah.
just so I can hear messages that may or may not come across.
Yeah.
And even with the deadbolt out, I mean, it's cracked, but you still really can't hear what they're or understand what they're saying.
Yeah.
You know, and if it's pertaining to what you can and can't take into port the next day, and you know what your port times and all that are, you know, it's kind of important. That's how people get left behind. But
That's why I like them doing the debarkation on the app now.
mhm.
I could never hear the numbers, you know, the tag numbers and all that stuff, the zones. And at least doing it on the app, they just send the notification and they tell you, hey, you know, come on
Now,
down
is that,
this way.
is
What-
that site wide now? Because I thought they were just trying it on a couple of them at New Year's.
Well, I went on the Miracle back in April,
Mm-hmm.
and they were doing it on the Miracle.
Okay.
They had the same thing where, you know, the day before pulling in, they had the brief, and the cruise director was, you know, telling everybody how to use the app, and it was the same situation. You know, you select, you know, if you're gonna carry your bags off the morning of, or if you want them to do it, you know, the
Right.
night before.
Yeah.
So they give you all that, and then you choose they'll give you like a selection of boarding time or debarkation times. You just select which one, and then the next morning they'll give you like the areas that you can hang out in, and then they'll just, you know, when it's your time, they just boom, you get the message.
If the app is up,
I like it that way. It cuts down on the chaos, and plus, like I said, I can never hear those announcements, you know.
But I wasn't sure if they had gone all the way across yet. When you were on the Miracle, did you use that luggage transport to the airport?
Yep. Yeah, that was one of the good things. I mean, that was like 30, I think it cost me $35 from Long Beach to LAX. So that was worth it. I mean, you know, you get off and they had like the parking garage across from the terminal, and they had a person with a clipboard, and, you know, you just tell them, they look your name up, and, you know, it was pretty simple. You just tell the guy, like, hey, this is the airline I'm going, and he'll make sure you get to the right terminal.
Oh, you were in Long Beach? Okay. I was thinking you were out of Seattle.
No, that one was out of Long Beach. So
Okay.
that's a neat terminal.
I did one on Royal one time where the person at the service desk told me that it was $20 or $30 a person, but they would take your luggage. You make sure you have your luggage outside the room, and they would take it and put it on the bus for you. Well, I started getting skeptical of it, and before I walked out of the port, I'm like, I'm gonna go look where our luggage is supposed to be, because something just doesn't seem right to me. And sure enough, it was sitting over there where the numbers were. And I said, if I would have walked out of here, you can't get back into the port. And once you go through your what's called with your
The gangway.
Yeah, with your passport and
customs
stuff.
through customs and
Yeah,
stuff.
Oh yeah, customs.
That's the one. So I was like, man, if I would have did that, and because I got told by two people on the ship, and it just didn't seem right to me. And then come to find out, they said after COVID they stopped doing that. That before COVID they did do that. After COVID, you had to go get your own bags and take it to the bus yourself.
Well, in Seattle, they had stopped that, but when we came in May, they had it, and I was just like, I don't know about this, but we went ahead and did it, and it was like when they collected them at night, they took them straight to the airport. They asked you what airline you were on, what airport you were going to, all that stuff. They printed our tickets, everything, and had that all sent to our room, and our luggage. You know, he had those little trackers in there since it was, you know, we started in Australia. And we showed up at the airport, and he goes, "Yeah, they're here." And I was just like, "Oh, that's cool." And there was no fee for that. It was just free. So if you're ever in Seattle, they've started that back up, and that's cool. They'll pick up your luggage and take it to the airport for you. So you just get on the bus with your little carry-on, and that's all you have to worry about.
That was the nice thing about those Apple AirTags.
Yeah.
Is I can put it in the luggage and I can put them on my phone, and at any point I can pull up my phone and pretty much see where they're at.
Yeah.
And I could tell, okay, well, they're on the bus with us, or they, hey, they've already left for the airport. We got to the airport. Hey, yeah, they're right here. I was sitting on the plane. Yep, they're on the plane. It
You saw them on the cart coming out through the plane. You could watch them moving.
Yeah, you could see them kind of making their way over to the plane, and it was just like, okay, well, they're here. So, it was nice. It was nice to be able to track them.
Yeah.
And I had seen that the last time we went through Seattle, and they weren't doing it because of COVID. And I was like, oh, sad day. But it was this time. I was like, okay, we'll try it.
Well, and they also had that one lady. There was a lady that we asked, even though we had the trackers on them. There was a lady that we asked about our luggage, and she said, "Oh, okay, yeah, you need to talk to so and so." And so, of course, it was just she was maybe 10 feet down from her. We went and talked to her, and she pulled out a clipboard, and she was like, "Yeah, we're here." Gave us our information. She said, "Yeah, we showed them they've been picked up, and you're good to go." Okay, cool.
Okay.
Because we were skeptical. I mean,
Yeah.
Trust but verify.
yeah.
That's right.
I don't trust anybody. that's part of my problem is I'm like not a very trusting person. So I don't even trust the dog anymore at this point.
Has anybody been on the Spirit?
I have not.
No.
Okay. Yeah, we're fixing to go on that one in
March.
Yeah, we're doing another transatlantic. We're leaving out of Barcelona, going to Miami.
Okay.
Pacific.
It's Atlantic.
Oh, okay.
When is that one?
March 16th through the 30th.
Cool.
And
Got one of those where it's free drinks all over the ship.
yeah,
This time it's for both of us, not just me.
Can you
I should say prepaid for drinks all over the ship.
Yeah.
It was what $290 total for 14 days.
mm-hmm.
But we've never been on the Spirit, so I don't know what to think about that. But
I saw them, they were in Juneau with us this last cruise. I don't know if they're the same class as the Miracle or not.
see, now I really like the Miracle. I did not like the Freedom, which is the same class. It was my brother's favorite. But I just walked on there. I was like, are we on the Titanic? Didn't it sink? But the Miracle, I mean, I liked it. And it's, sister ship. So, I mean, if it's the same as that, it'd be okay. But
Yeah, the Freedom, that was the first. That's what I did my first cruise on.
yeah, ours was the Magic.
Yeah.
So,
Ours was the Pride.
hadn't been on that one yet either.
Mm-mm.
Is that the same as the Miracle and all that, or is it?
I think it's a Spirit class. Yep, it's Spirit class.
Okay.
I gotta look at my little chart there.
Oh,
My cheat sheet.
Yeah, there you go.
okay, we'll have to check that out. She said Bill's got one of the Spirit.
Okay.
I'm trying to. I can't focus.
I saw when she got that offer, I was just like, yeah, now we need to go on the long cruise and take advantage of that drink package.
Well,
And she was looking at 7 days, and I was just like, 7? I said, we need to find the longer ones. I mean, we got that drink package.
you're the one that has time off. I still have 8 weeks.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
start a different job where I'm not gonna be able to do a whole lot of vacations. So
Oh, really?
I gotta freeze what I have right now. I already have a ton already booked.
Oh, cool.
So
Well, this is We only had the one for Jennifer's book, and I got this offer, and I was like, wow, we have to wait a whole year to go again. And then I saw that. I was looking at the 14, I don't know if you saw last week, I was almost in tears. I had the 14-day to Hawaii, and it was already, it was showing up in my app at that price, for the different staterooms and everything. But when I clicked on it, it was like $4,000. I'm like, no, $290. Click on it, $4,000. No. So I tried it multiple times, had Andrew check it, and I was just like, devastated because I was so ready to, do that. I'd sold it to him. You can go diving here and all these 5 different islands in Hawaii. And he's like, all right, that's fine. And so we did it. And then it was kind of like, oh. And then there was something else we clicked on, and it came up for 7,000 and some change. And I'm like, not Carnival. No.
Yeah. And that was aggravating because it was showing how it says average room starting at whatever. I mean, it showed her price. We went into it and it showed all the different rooms at the price that she was quoted on her offer. But then when you click on it and put how many people, 4,700, 7,000, whatever, we're like, what's the deal? I mean, it's showing here that the room is available at this price, but yet it's telling us the total is normal price. And so we ended up calling Carnival. And they said, oh, well, that's because it's based on occupancy. And I said, well, I understand that, but I mean, if your occupancy is sold out for this offer, it should say sold out.
I tried not to turn into Karen.
And they're like, well, but yeah, we understand that, but it's based on occupancy. Well, I understand it's based on, they only get so many rooms, but if that offer is no longer valid, because we're obviously not the only couple that's going to have this problem. And it's real aggravating to have to hunt through, you get your sight set on one cruise. Well, if that one doesn't work, you see another one. Okay, so you go to check on that one. Well, no, that one's not working. Well, and then and then you finally find one. And they're just like, well, that's because all those rooms are sold out. And a couple of the offers, they said, well, we're not even showing that offer at all because all the rooms are sold out. Okay, well then.
Well, I'm sitting here reading everything it says. It says da, 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 da. And she's like, oh, okay, well, I don't know. I'm not. And she said, well, maybe you need to refresh. And I thought, well, maybe you need to refresh. So I tried not to be Karen. But.
Yeah, and then she was like, oh, well, I found it here on this ship for the 7 days. Maybe your offer is not good for the 14 days.
Oh.
But we had just looked at a 14-day that we.
Then why would Hawaii say $290 for 14 days if it's not good for the 14 days? Oh, but that one's sold out. I understand that. You're not listening to the words coming out of my mouth here, So then we found the other one. I was like,
we'll just go with it.
Yeah. I said, well, this way you get to take advantage of it because he won't be diving in Barcelona. I guess it's too cold or something.
Yeah. Water temperatures that time of year are kind of cold.
No.
I'm going to look into it, though. I
mean, I take advantage of mine, and he orders a Diet Coke, and I'm like, what? Really? No. It's a gold, platinum, and diamonds now. You don't have to wait after July 20th. You don't have to wait until the last day for your drink anymore. So, yay, we missed out on the last 2 or 3 cruises just because, I didn't think about it. We thought about it this time. My cousin brought some champagne to breakfast, so we ordered pineapple juice and made mimosas. So
you get a free drink of gold?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what his thing was saying, yeah. I don't remember it, but we might have
advantage of it because there was so many restrictions on it. It had to be on the last day after a certain time at a certain place. And
the sea day brunch.
Yeah, and like the last sea day, you're kind of running around trying to see and do all the stuff you missed out on.
Yeah. Oh, when you go on the Jubilee, they have at Dr. Ink's, it's a bar. They have a little hat pin. It's $9.95 or something like that, and it's of an octopus, and it's really cute. I don't know if you want a pink octopus for your lanyard or not, but we didn't find out about it until after we got back from the New Year's cruise. They were talking about they had already, they had sold out or whatever. So I did manage to get a couple this time, and I don't know if some of the other bars had them or not. It seems like there was maybe 2 of the other bars had hat pins, but
Okay, I'll check it out. I know they have. I knew at the Alchemy bar we all got little. I might have one right here actually. Alchemy Bar Drinking Society.
oh, that's cool. Have you done the shots deal that they have, or the what is it the
Flight of shots or flight of drinks.
Well, I thought it was
I
an
haven't.
actual like you build your own drink or something like as like the bartending class or something.
Oh, no, I've done that.
Sorry, dog's being a pain, so we're having to in and out with her again. She's like, "Oh, they're on live. I'm gonna act a fool."
It's prime time.
Like a small child. She's very annoying sometimes. But
Hey,
I keep seeing it offered, but I've never done it. So,
yeah.
and some of the drinks that they offer on there, I'm just kind of like, I don't know about that one anyway.
Hey, Mike, I know you're the Vegas guy. So you've been following the whole Mirage closing down, and I guess it's going to come back as the Hard Rock.
Yeah. So, are you talking about all the money they had to give away?
Well, I saw some of that. I guess they were because I had no idea that they were even doing anything with it. And then I saw some story about like, oh yeah, it's the last night because they do that like volcano show or whatever.
Yeah.
Out by the strip, and then yeah, they were talking about the slot prizes and all that, but yeah, I didn't know that they were even closing it down.
Oh yeah, Hard Rock bought it, and they're tearing the volcano down, and they're putting a big guitar hotel right there where the volcano sits.
Oh, that'll
And
be
they're going to
interesting.
renovate the whole other hotel as well. It's going to shut down for like 2 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's shut down 2 days. What's today? The 18th.
Wednesday morning, wasn't it?
It closed on Wednesday.
Midnight.
The 7th. And I have a couple of videos of the volcano. Every time I went there, if I got a chance, I would record the volcano.
Yeah.
And
Man,
then
that's kind of one of the icons,
And then
Yep.
the Tropicana, I guess they're demolishing that one for the to make way for the ballpark. Yeah,
Yep.
baseball stadium. The Oakland or the Las Vegas Athletics, I guess.
So I've stayed at Mirage twice, and I did the dolphin encounter in the back there, as well as the Siegfried and Roy stuff with the tigers and stuff. You get to go look at the tigers and all the stuff in the cage, and then the dolphins. They had a big show on. Well, then the dolphins started dying, so they ended up having to close the show like a couple of years ago. But they're going to close it anyway because of Hard Rock buying it. But yeah, I mean they had like 4 dolphins die in a matter of 2 months. So
Wow.
something went in there, and like some animal humane people went in there and shut them down.
Oh, how sad.
It's not good.
Yeah.
Well, I'll leave Monday morning, about 11:30 or so. I'll be out there for a week. I hadn't heard that, so we're staying at the Saddleback Inn or something like that. I guess it used to be one of the other casinos that got remodeled. Because I was like, what is this? Where are they going to have us? But they said it's right there on the strip, and I was like, I don't remember that. And I got to reading. It was one of the other ones that had been there for a long time. They sold out and renamed them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember that one.
Wasn't there an email from Royal not too long ago that said that they were going to do the same points match thing? Like, because I know they were doing it with like MGM, but I think I saw one for the Hard Rock.
Yep.
Also,
Hard Rock teamed up with them, And the weekend they teamed up with Hard Rock, they gave everybody on Icon all kinds of free stuff, free Hard Rock T-shirts, and they did like a Hard Rock burger or something, one of the things, and all kinds of different things.
Cool.
Yeah, it's going to be your points for Hard Rock carry over from the casinos to the ship. Because M Life only did it like for a little while on Royal, and then it just became that you got little perks. Like now they still have a partnership with them, because I'm still getting emails saying that because with M Life, if you are a platinum or above, you get free gold status, which gold status with M Life gives you free resort fees. So anytime you stay in Vegas, you get your resort fees waived.
That's a lot of money.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
Because the resort fees are anywhere from $39 to $69, depending upon what tier hotel you're staying in.
That's great.
And that's per night. So yeah, the
why don't they just charge? You know what I'm saying? Why don't they just call it what it is? It's a hotel fare. You're not getting a free room, because if I got to pay this resort fee that's $50-$60 a night, then you're charged. Just call it what it is. You're not giving me a free room. You know, it's a money grab. I mean,
I've
when they
heard several
because the
times.
rooms are $13 a night, that's how they get their money back.
well, true, but I mean, I guess that's why I've stayed away from Vegas for as long as I had. I used to go all the time. I used to love it. That, like, if you asked me where I want to go, Vegas was the answer you get. But when they started in with these resort fees, and it's just like, well, then, because back in the day, I mean, you used to be able to get rooms for, even if you didn't have a player's card, you could get rooms on the strip for like $20 a night, $25 a night. You could stay downtown at Fremont for, $10 a night. And now it's just like, I don't know what. And then the parking fees, that's crazy. Like resort fees, parking fees. Well, then you're just charging. There's no, let's just call it what it is.
Yeah, and used to be able to get like a steak dinner for $7.77. Now it's like $77.70 for the steak dinner, and it's not that bad.
Yeah.
We had one. I think it was at the Hard Rock, that one we signed up for it and got a free dinner.
Yeah.
It was pretty good until Jennifer cut into hers and it just bled all over her plate and grossed my daughter out. And so dinner was kind of rough. Yeah, it did. I think it was still kind of cold.
That's super, super rare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take it out of the package.
I went and played at the Plaza the last time I was there, so I could get those little. Actually, I got them right here. The little the dollar things.
Oh, yeah.
The Gold Strike.
Cool.
I got those.
Now, I did find out the other day that Four Queens had a ton of machines, and Four Queens got rid of them all the other day, 2 or 3 months ago. So I think the only place left is the Plaza that has those the Gold Strikes.
I think I got mine at Binion's.
Yeah, Binion's took them
a while
out.
back.
Yeah, Binion took them out, I think, a year ago. And then Four Queens just took them out like a couple months ago, because I was hitting Four Queens. I got a bunch of them from Four Queens when I was there the last time. Plaza only has like, I think 2. They're like back to back, or 2 or 3 of them right next to each other. But the Plaza was giving me all kinds of deals, and I wasn't even staying there. And since then, they just sent me a flyer for the next 3 months. I can get, I mean, it's nothing big, but I didn't spend a whole lot of money there. But they gave me, I think, 3 nights free and $15 food credit every day and $15 play credit every day. So, I mean, that's something. I'm going down there.
To get you a biscuit and a coffee.
No, it's
Yeah.
free play.
Well, no, he said both.
Oh,
No,
okay.
it's both.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I still have my Harris card, and they still send me offers. I mean, I can get free rooms, but again, you got to pay the resort fee, but which is, I guess it's still reasonable, because you can't get a hotel room, if you're paying for the room and the resort fees. I guess it's ridiculous.
So I've never gotten any like crazy good deals when I go to Vegas. My wife works for MGM, so the best deal I've gotten is from her. It's just $100 flat rate a night, and you don't pay any resort fees. So, and that was every night. It didn't matter what day of the week it was.
That could be a huge savings.
Oh, it was, because it was like $1,700 for. So we stayed there 12 days, the 1 year, and it was going to be like $2,400 or something. So it ended up only being $1,200. Actually, I think it was more than 24. I think it was more like 32 or something.
Wow.
Well, by the time you pay all that and the resort fees and the parking fees and all that, you don't have money to gamble.
Yep.
Yeah, there was 1 year when I got carried away with the gambling and at Harrah's. So it was like right after my dad died. You know, I had this land that he had left me. You know, and I sold it, and I was still in the Navy when it happened, and you know, I just wasn't in the right mindset. But you know, I was going to Harrah's, and I would be in there all night, just, you know, and I was hitting like the high limit slots, you know. And I mean, there were some nights that was real good, and then there were some nights that were real bad. But you know, I got to the diamond level on their loyalty, and back then that was the highest. And then they came out with the 7 stars, I think is the highest now. But I mean, I had my own host, you know, and like when I was stationed at Fort Leonard Wood, I had this host call me, you know, and like, hey, you come to this Harrah's in St. Louis, how many rooms you need, you know, and all this and that. And so I'd be doing my training and then dipping off on weekends to Harrah's, and you know, they'd have like a bucket of beer in my room waiting on me, and you know, they'd have like $200 at the steakhouse, you know, food credit. Luckily, I, you know, chilled out on all that. But,
Yeah.
but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed all the perks while I was getting it, though.
Did you so you played at Harrah's a lot?
There for a while, that was like, I was pretty exclusive with Harrah's. Well, because I had that card and I was racking up. So I saw no point to go anywhere. And Harrah's owns a lot of different properties. I mean, they got Caesar's Palace and Paris and like you name it, Bally's.
Yeah. So the Harrah's had a weird smell to it. It had a very unique smell to it. Like when you walked in there, you knew you were at Harrah's. And my wife like used to hate that smell. And so every time we went to Vegas, I always made it a point to walk in there and go, home sweet home. And she'd always make some face at me. Well, they renovated it a couple years ago and the smell's gone. And I'm like, oh, this is no good. They need to bring back the smell.
Well, see, I feel the same way about Royal. Royal ships have a unique smell, and you could blindfold me and I would know it, you know, granted, I've only been on Carnival and Royal, but it's like, it's always, every time I set foot on a Royal ship, that smell comes, and I don't know if it's like a cleaning products they're using or
probably that.
what it is, but you know, just puts me in a good mood though.
You know, you're fixing to sail away.
Yeah.
No.
She's asking what kind of unique smell on Royal.
It's like I don't know. It's like a really good, like, I don't know if it's air freshener or a cleaning product. I don't know. I every time I've been on a Royal ship, I smell it, and it's like, man, I know I'm on a Royal ship. You know?
Jen, you're gonna get hooked off the smell alone.
Yeah, that'll keep coming back.
Yeah, it could be a cleaning product, kind of like Pine Sol or whatever that they use. You know, not that that's what they use, but you know, something that's real.
Something's got a unique smell to it.
And I was happy because I got my casino offers in the mail. Finally, there for like 3 or 4 months, they shut it off, and I was like, man, is that it? I'm never going to get another casino offer. And then today, I got it in the mail, and I was like, man, it's cool.
We took my son's friend on Liberty of the Seas with us last year, and he was 20 years old when he went on there, but he was allowed to gamble because on the ship you're allowed to gamble. He has had, I guess his address got put in because I did all the bookings, so it put his address in his mine. So I get a damn Royal Casino offer like every single week. He's getting a free cruise, and I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, how much money did you spend on this damn cruise?
Right.
He said, well, I really didn't spend all that much. I just kept winning. I was like, okay. So I wish.
Kept those
'Cause I
points.
know how much I spent,
You know what
and I
it's
don't
like.
get any free offers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There for a while, I was just getting interiors and the ocean view. We've not had an ocean view room yet, and I thought, well, we can do one of those maybe. But yeah, if it's free, I'm not going to complain too much. Too much. But
Well, see, that's the funny thing is like Royal and Carnival are big differences as far as your free casino things. So Royal does a whole year. So if you do a year and you get 3,600 points or something like that, then you get a free cruise, and it goes from like March to April to March every year. So if you get 3,600 points, no matter how many cruises you take, then you get a free cruise. Well, I knew I had 3 cruises that year in that time span, so I went ahead and gambled. Well, I spent $900 on that one cruise because my wife, I put $50 in the machine. My wife cashed $780 or $680, and I put the whole $680 back in there because I'm like, I'm real close to that point number. Let me go ahead and do that. I get no offers whatsoever, and he gets a damn offer every week. I go on Carnival and spend like $200, and they sent me an 18-day cruise for $200, and I get $200 of onboard credit. I'm like,
Yep.
How do you even compare these two offers? Because I mean, like, you barely have to spend anything in the Carnival one, and you get some free stuff.
yeah, some people say, well, I got this. And they were like, how much did you spend? No, I'm never going to the casino. Well, how are you getting that? Why am I not getting like free suites? Because I do go in the casino.
Yeah.
And that's what worries me on this one out of Spain. There's going to be what, eight or 10 sea days out of the 14. And I'm just like, I don't like all them sea days.
You have to
Well,
find
I
something to
did
do.
pretty good on the Luminosa. I mean, this last time.
Yeah. I just need to learn to take a book I had a book with me on the Luminosa. I still stayed in there too much, but I take my book to the casino with me.
Yeah, the wife, she takes like 3 or 4 books with her. She doesn't even do the casino though. She works at a casino, so the casino is like the last thing on her mind. So
Yeah.
I'll hit the casino and I'll tell her, hey, you want to go do your free play or whatever. But yeah, I don't ever win anything.
Yeah, and Carnival's not doing that $25 anymore either, because I asked them about it on the last ship, and I said, hey, y'all still no, we're not doing that. It's like, okay.
Well, you only get $6. Like each level of Royal, you get like a different amount of money, but it's only like $2 and $4 and $6. So it's nothing big.
Well, I guess it was in place of you had was it a slot tournament or something like that? And because of COVID, they quit doing those. So they were just giving you like $25 fun play or free play.
Mhm.
Damn.
It had to be spent in the casino. It's not like you could go and cash it out. So
I just try and make sure I hit that prime level on Royal because that gets you the free drinks in the casino and then of course you get the offers, but getting the drinks in the casino that saves money on that drink package. So
right.
That's my son there.
Okay.
And Clock, if you have that on the Jubilee, you do not have to be playing. You can go to the casino bar and get your drinks. Where most of the other ships, you have to be actively playing to get your free drinks. On the Jubilee, you don't. You can just walk up to the bar and they'll do it up there.
Okay.
We found that out after the cruise was over last time too.
Now I have to see because they gave me offers for free drinks when playing in the casino, but the one I booked it's not under a casino offer. So I don't know whether they'll do anything for me or whether I have to wait and do some more gambling while I'm in there.
Yeah, you probably have to hit that. What is it, 1,500 points or something like that?
Yeah. The
And welcome in. Hadn't seen it in a
MSC
while.
was 1,500 points, and they told us as soon as you hit it that they'll put you on a mailing list. Well, I mean, they come out there and actually find you in the casino and fill out a form, and then they say, okay, we'll send you some offers. Well, I don't know if Bill's got anything, but my son and I both got the 1,500, and I know Bill got the 1,500, and that was in November, and we still haven't seen any offers.
Wow.
Hmm.
Hey, Em, welcome in.
Howdy.
Yeah, I'll have to see. I don't know where my lanyard is. I could show them that pen.
Which one?
The
Dr. Inks?
Dr.
Yeah,
Inks,
I don't know.
I know we had one that we didn't open too. So
Well, I'll go check them out because I always try to collect some of the stuff.
yeah, I don't know why I collect hat pins. I have a bazillion of them, but I had to have it.
My son collects pins. He's got a pin board in his room.
I probably should do that and probably pull it off the wall with as many as I have. It was key rings for the longest time when I was a kid, and I think we still have those in a box somewhere in my shelf. And then it was coffee cups, and we had more coffee cups we knew what to do with. We still have too many in the cupboard, but I kind of quit collecting those. And now it's hat pins.
Yeah.
Some MSC coffee cups right there.
All right.
Right.
I forgot my carry-on one, so I had to buy me one to have my coffee in. This one doesn't keep it as warm as I'd like, but I mean, it's already, I can turn it up and drink it. I don't like coffee real hot, but I was making it when he was signing in a while ago, so it hadn't been that long. But
Yeah.
Embarkations wanting to know where got off of
TC,
it. TC and VC are at on watch hours.
Well,
TC, that's you.
Yeah. I was going to let him go first.
Okay.
well, I got 33.84, I think is the last time I saw it.
Okay. And I'm at 29, no,
Yeah, 20,
Yeah.
29,
29.26.
something like that.
It's only like 74, 73, 74 just to hit the 3,000. So, and if you haven't already done so, hit the like button. Visit the channel. If you would, visit the different channels and hit their like button as well.
Yeah. All working on them hours.
Yeah, trying to.
Okay, I can't focus. Bill, I don't know if you were in here when we were talking about it. I got a 14-day. I think while you were on last week, I missed out on the 14-day Hawaii. So we're doing what's the Spirit on leaving Barcelona, coming into Miami in March. So we'll see that one. M says, question. Okay. I have to read these. My eyes are
I'm
not good. If you got an extra traveling check coffee mug, feel free to send it this way. I'll put you on the podcast.
okay.
All right.
I don't have coffee mugs, do you? You
Nope.
just have the breast cancer one that we had.
Yeah.
What is this? Are most people booking for, does that say 29, 26?
Yeah.
I think she meant 2026.
Probably so. No, we haven't booked anything for 26, just 2 for 25. But what about you guys?
I'm on the ABC cruise for 2026, April 12th or something like that in
Okay.
2026. It's a 8-night on Carnival Horizon doing Aruba, Bonaire, Carousel.
We've not been to Bonaire. When we did
No.
that, it was Aruba, Carousel, and
St. Kitts and St. Martin.
was that one?
I thought so.
I think it's going.
Belize.
I think right now it's us,
Belize.
us, Ocean. I think Will G may have booked that one. Sea Lake Journeys, See Me Travel, Moonlight Adventures. So it's a good group of people already.
Thinking about trying to book one of those because I know NCL is going to start sailing out of Philadelphia to Bermuda.
Yep.
And that they're going to start that in 2026. So I'm thinking about doing one of those because that'd be definitely. I wanted to do a Bermuda cruise for a long time, and sailing out
is very nice.
Would be kind of interesting. So it'd be something different.
Yeah. Going into Bermuda, you have to the ship has to follow a certain path because the coral in the water, like you can see it. If you're up on the ship looking down, you can see the coral everywhere on the water, and they have like a small path to go through, so they don't hit all the coral.
Yeah, looks like a cool place to go.
Oh yeah, we enjoyed it. We said we wanted to do another one where you go for a couple of days, which that's what that one does, I believe. It goes there for like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, it's a longer. It's like they're doing like 9 day. I think it's like 7 to 9 days maybe.
Yeah, ours was 9 day out of New York, but it went to New Jersey, but it hit Bermuda and then it went down to the Caribbean and hit like 2 spots in Dominican Republic, Labadee, Haiti. That may have been it. I think it was the 4 ports, and then came back.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the stops on the 14-day, the one that we're going on in March, stops in Bermuda before it hits Miami.
You said you can see the corals are coming in.
Oh, that's
small
cool.
area. Sorry, dog again. That'd be cool. I don't dive, so I don't get to see it, but I'll try to be up there on deck and look out.
Yeah, I'm trying to arrange a dive there now, but they said the one shop I contacted said they're normally closed during the winter months, but they may start diving again in March. So I just have to wait till we get closer to that time. That would be really cool to dive there.
Yeah.
If the water's that clear.
Oh, it's real clear.
Don't disappear.
Oh, well.
Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah.
Jen says, woohoo, we still need to run playlists for VentureCast and Traveling Check. We appreciate that. And says, hey, Bill. Hello, Scott. Scott. It's like me and my fish.
Yeah, with koi fish.
Sorry, medication. What's this?
That's a great trip,
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't see. I scrolled. Well, I'm having a night. I can't see. I can't read. Can't write. What does it say?
Will the Jubilee ever leave Texas? That I don't know.
I say no because it's got the star on it.
It's got to do it. I mean, it'll have to do it for, whatever yard period they're going to do. I mean, they'll have to do maintenance eventually.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll probably go and then they'll probably come right back.
Clock, have you cruised with what's her name, Kendall Fire yet?
No, I
Nope, this will be it.
I'll say she's back on there. We had her last month again. Just as fun.
Yeah.
The food was a little disappointing. So we went to that shebang that we all went to that night. It was pretty good. New Year's, right? It was.
Yeah.
The portions were smaller, and it just my cousin's wife she went the Mexican route, and she got something. We all went, what is that? And she's like, I'm not sure.
Yeah, and it was she ordered. We all ordered appetizer. She didn't order appetizer.
No,
right?
that was at the Italian place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, at the Italian place, we went to dinner there. Everybody ordered an appetizer, but her. After I don't know how long we had to wait to get our. We finally get our appetizer, and they bring her part of her main course.
The meat part.
And then when we get when they finally bring us our food,
30 minutes later.
30 minutes after that, they bring her some
Potatoes.
Yeah, some sort of potato deal, and we're just like, okay, well, I mean, it's kind of weird that she got her part of her main course, then her potatoes when we got our main course.
Yeah.
And like she said, the food wasn't that. I wasn't impressed with it at all.
I mean, I got the same. What was it? Chicken parmesan.
Yeah.
And they still don't serve it with spaghetti, which I've never seen anybody serve chicken parm without spaghetti. But it was dry, it dried out, and just not good. So we were sitting there, and when they finally made it in, there was a couple that. So we were like in the booth, and they were in the chairs on the other side. The table that was, as I'm facing out, kind of to my right, there was a family sitting there. Well, they finished their meal and left. Another group came in, sat down, ordered, ate, left. A third group came in, ordered, and we're getting their appetizers. And we finally went, do you know how much longer it's going to be? We've been here for like an hour. Oh, we'll go check on it. And so then they finally start bringing stuff out, and it was just very disappointing.
I think the food in the main dining room tasted better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know we're doing the teppanyaki. I think we got the entire restaurant as far as all the tables that do the hibachi stuff, because there's so many of us going.
Yeah, I did that on the New Year's cruise, and that was my favorite one. I mean, because I did that. I did Hooked, or not Hooked, but the seafood place that's on the Jubilee. I can't remember the name of it.
Out there on the deck?
Well, it's the specialty dining restaurant that's in there. It's a sit down place. I can't remember the name. It's like I want to say it's like Guys Seafood or something like that. That was real nice. And then I did Chops, or not. I keep going with all the royal stuff, but Fahrenheit 555. And that was real nice. They got like a bar out front, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But the teppanyaki, I did that, and that was my favorite out of the three. Yeah, Rudy's. That's it. Rudy's Sea Grill. That was the seafood place.
That's one we did. We got that. That's one where they had the little smiley face on the plate. So they brought out all these plates and set them down, and then they picked them up. They never brought anything to put on the plates, but the food was okay.
I don't remember that.
Everything was okay on this one.
Yeah.
I did the teppanyaki on the Norwegian Breakaway, and as they're cooking, they all started singing together. All the different chefs.
Yeah, they do all that. There's like a whole singing thing they go through.
Yeah,
it's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Okay, embarkation.
Well, of course, they got one booked in 2026.
2026.
They probably got one in 2027.
Probably.
Yeah, she meant 2026.
Sorry, I double dosed, and so I can't focus on anything. Average booking windows for premium cruise lines, 191 average. Rather than cruise trends today. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to play catch up here. I'm working it with my left hand, and I'm not doing a very good job. So, that's interesting. I agree. Make sure I don't bark. Click on something I shouldn't.
Yeah.
You should go to the ABC. Yes, everybody should go to the ABC Islands. You went diving in Aruba and loved it.
Uh-huh.
I bought a bracelet because
I
the
haven't
person
done that yet.
didn't show up.
I've heard Aruba is one of the places that is a good place to go for a week. Just go down there and stay for a week.
We actually have a friend that goes every year for her birthday, and she absolutely loves it. I will say I took a taxi out to meet someone. I got to the hotel. I forgot it cost me like $20 to get from the cruise port to the hotel that they were at. And that's where she and her friends stay all the time. And ended up, I caught the bus to come back, and it takes a little bit longer because they have the stops and stuff. It was like $5 to catch the bus back. Just make sure you have plenty of time before the ship leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't wait till 30 minutes before you got to be there.
Yeah. 209 days, I think. Okay, I gotcha. I'm in New York. What? We'll definitely have to fly to get to the Jubilee. Yes.
Yeah.
Seafood Shack. Oh, hey, there we go. Rudy's. I'm about caught up to the conversation. Rudy's girlfriend.
Yep.
Rudy eyes. So, Jelly over here.
Okay.
I really want to go. Yes, me too. I want to go back.
Oh, and Shaq's Big Chicken. You gotta make sure you hit that up.
Yeah, I'm definitely. I think that's where I'm going to go for lunch when we get on there, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I went there for breakfast and I wasn't.
Yeah,
The biscuit. I mean, knife
Yeah,
wouldn't cut it.
I've heard bad things about the breakfast, but
I think
You know-
breakfast, I'll stick to the. They got a blue iguana, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
So I like having the breakfast burritos and then either that or just the buffet.
Well, they have a on deck 8 all the way aft at Guy's Smokehouse back there. They have a breakfast buffet every morning.
Okay.
If you
It's
don't,
the same thing as on Lido, isn't it?
yeah, it's the same thing. It's just down on deck 8. So you know,
Not as
of
crowded.
course, I don't know. I guess you're up higher. So
Well, Mike, you've been on Royal several times.
Right.
I didn't realize it, but on the Oasis class ships, where El Loco Fresh is, they do breakfast buffet out there too. It's the
Okay.
same stuff that they have on the buffet, but you go out there and just get it a lot faster a lot of times.
I never noticed that. Well, I've only been on one ship that had the El Loco
Okay.
Fresh so far.
Have y'all on the Carnival lines? Have you been to the Serenity deck for their little buffet up there? It's like a salad bar or something.
Fresh Creations.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go through. I've done that. I can't remember what ship it was. I want to say it was the Vista, but I went there and you get like a pretty good sized bowl and tell them what to put in it, and it's pretty good salad. I mean, it's good for like lunch. When you're up
Yeah.
there, say it cuts down on eating all the heavy stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I've been up seeing it one time. I was in the sun on that one. I don't know where he might have been sleeping or something. I walked by. I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I never made it back up there. So maybe one of these days I'll try. I just didn't know how good it was. It's so hot here. 25 family will be on, what's that, Costa Rica
Sweet.
for my cousin's wedding party. Oh, that'd be cool.
That should be fun.
Yeah.
On the Jubilee at the medical or infirmary or whatever you want to call it's on 3 mid.
Yeah, don't try to get to it from forward because you'll have to go back up to forward and then down,
Well,
Yeah.
mid, and then back down.
Yeah, it's easier if you just go to mid and then go down because it's blocked off. You've got to pretty much go to mid to go down to it.
Hopefully, I do not have to go there.
Yeah.
I've never
We
had
wound
to
up in
so
there.
far.
Yeah, I wound up in there after Cozumel.
Oh wow.
Did you get heat exhaustion or something?
No, I had a scuba trip and it was a 2-tank dive, and in between the dives, they most places will give us like water, juice, fruit, and this place gave us sandwiches. They put out the sandwiches and the fruit, and he says, "Oh, by the way, I've got Cokes for you guys to drink over here." And I really didn't think about it, and come to find out, by drinking the Coke and then going diving and coming back up, that caused some major problems. And
the
I
air.
The carbonation.
yeah, the carbonation, the bubbles and stuff that formed in my gut when I came up expanded and was causing some excruciating pain.
Seems like he would have known that. The dive guy
I
would
think
have
the
known
dive
that.
instructor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the first time I've and I just wasn't thinking because that's all these. I mean, once they put everything out and they're like, "Oh, we got Cokes for you guys here to drink," it's like okay, but it's like and that, how I found out about that was I talked to some of the other guys at the shop I work with, and they were like, "Oh yeah, that was the Coke, the CO2, because you went down." And I mean, they went into all details and stuff like that. And I said, "Well, at least you learned a lesson." And if you ever have to teach a class, you've actually got personal experience as to why you shouldn't drink, why you don't drink sodas and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, it's a good point. It was an
But your body
expensive.
tries to take all the air out of it.
Yeah.
See, I'd like to go scuba diving or take lessons, but the thing that I need to figure out is because I have an implant on my esophagus,
Mhm.
and I don't know if that would be a problem or not.
What
And
kind of,
I guess I'd have to consult with the doctor, I guess, to put it in, but well, it's to control acid reflux is what it is,
Okay.
because everybody's born with like a valve or whatever, but mine wasn't working and it was just letting all the acid come up.
yeah,
And so they had to put an actual valve, like a steel. Well, it's not steel, but it's got ball bearings in it and it's magnetic and it keeps all the acid down.
well, yeah, you definitely have to ask them about it, and because I've got, like with my diabetes, I have those little sensors that you see on TV, the Libre 3. I wear those diving.
Which also has a Greenfield
Um,
filter.
I've also got a Greenfield filter because I've had problems with blood clots in my leg, and so they put in it looks like an umbrella with hooks, and they go up into the artery in the groin area where the two veins from the leg come together, and just above that they put that in there and expand it. So if anything breaks loose in my legs, it'll get caught by that filter.
Okay.
And I mean, yeah, I've had all sorts of surgeries and stuff like that, and my doctor's like, yeah, no, I don't see a problem with any of that. And I've been diving and stuff and haven't had any issues with anything, but they will, on something like that, they would require that you get a medical clearance from your doctor,
Yeah.
which, I mean, all it takes is, I mean, it's just a form they give you, and he just signs off. Yeah, I see, he just signs it. Either he sees a problem or he doesn't.
Right.
But he doesn't provide any information as to what you have or anything like that. It's either, yeah, he's okay to do it, or no, he's not.
Right. I mean, I'm guessing it would be okay, but I would definitely want to have it consult somebody before I go and,
Yeah, because I mean,
it could be a bad situation.
Yeah.
I would,
Well-
even though you talk to the doctor, I would even talk to the dive master before you go out and just say, look, the doctor's cleared me, but the doctor doesn't scuba dive. He may not really, like, yeah, I don't see a problem with it. Because I'm like, well, I wouldn't see a problem with it, but I don't know all that. So
Yeah.
just the dive masters may have there might be, oh, yeah, like that'll be fine. Or, yeah, no, because of whatever.
Right.
and they do have most dive shops offer what they call a Discover Scuba, and it's not very much. I think the one we have is $30, and it's a couple hours. You give a little bit of instruction in the classroom and at poolside, and then you get in the pool and just basically scuba dive in their pool.
Oh.
And it's only like ours is no. I think we only charge like $30 for it, and it's a couple hours worth of scuba diving in the pool just to make sure it's something you want to do.
I noticed Royal's got it on their ships. They've got like a PADI dive shop or whatever, and you can, like, actually before the cruise you can book. They've got like one that's just like I guess like an intro. It's like you were talking about. It's like, they do it right there in the pool.
Oh, that's cool.
And then I guess they have more advanced classes, and then supposedly you take the classes with them, and then the first one of the ports that you hit, you go out and actually do a dive or something. But I was kind of curious about it.
Yeah, because if it's for certification, yeah, you've got to do so many in the pool, and then you've got to do so many in open water. But
That's cool if they do it on the
yeah,
ship.
that would be really cool. Because Carnival used to offer stuff like that, but not on the ship. You could do it through their excursions, but their excursions for the Discover Scuba was like 129 or so.
Yeah.
And it was a 4-hour class.
Mm.
Whereas if you go to the shop, it's a lot cheaper. You know, like I said, $30, but that's for people that have never done scuba diving, that they're not sure if they want to do it.
Well, Carnival's starting to offer the beginner scuba courses, but they're not doing the actual dives. Well, I take that back. There was one in Honduras, but by the time with my work schedule since November, since then I had it in the cart and I wanted to talk to him and, you know, passing in the night, I guess you could say. We finally, I went back to do it and I was like, oh, it's sold out. Sorry. So, but they quit doing it. They said for insurance reasons. And then,
Yeah, there was a big lawsuit, but I don't know if that had anything to do with it or if it was just their scheduling.
and it's almost like, you know, they intentionally get in port too late for you to be able to go. I'm sure it's not intentional, but they could definitely make up a little time, get to port a little earlier. But I'm sure they have something they have to. I've clicked on all this.
Okay.
You were just asleep. Not that one, other Freeport. But yeah, he was able to get them for a long time, and all of a sudden they just quit doing them, and he's having to book his own. But you know, if that's something you want to try, if you're on a Carnival ship, they Cozumel, they do the beginner classes. They take you out. Kind of depends too on who you go with, because some of them, you know, they'll take the beginner course and the certified, and so you have to be certified to go on this one, and end up taking everybody out to the same dive site, and it's just like, really, you know, why was it separate or whatever if you're going to take people to the same thing, you know? I don't know.
Hey, Orange Cove, welcome in.
Hello. Cruise Nuts also, welcome in.
I didn't see that
How you
one.
feeling there, Ross? I know he had some surgery and had some complications afterwards. I'm not sure
Oh, no.
Oh wow.
if he's totally recovered or not. I have kind of been out of the loop on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully he's better.
Yeah, hopefully. Hey, she's quiet.
Yeah. That's why I'm on medications. I'm in a cast. I had
Ooh,
last Thursday, week ago yesterday.
Yeah.
that's not good.
I don't.
Yeah, they had to do a little bit of surgery on her elbows, and then her elbow plus her wrist.
And of course, I'm very right-handed, you know, so it kind of sucks. Pick line's coming out on Wednesday. That's good.
Yeah.
It's good news.
Glad the pick line's coming
Yeah,
out.
go ahead. Pick line's coming out.
Well,
Well, give a quick product review. The Topo Chico hard seltzer, lemon lime flavor is pretty good. If you're into the hard seltzer kind of thing.
what's it called? Topo?
Yeah, the Topo Chico.
Oh,
I guess it's just like because they have like that bottled water, I think, that they sell.
okay, yeah.
But I guess they got the hard seltzer out too, so it's a little bit better than the White Claws, I think.
I can try it. I bought some more tequila and that I haven't had a chance to drink. It's either Sprite or coffee, and I buy all the stuff and then we never use it.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm not disagreeing.
Finished up my Fireball cherries, and while I was on medication, I didn't get any of them.
Yeah, wow.
Please have to buy some more.
True.
It's a cherry soaked in Fireball.
Yeah. Yeah, I get when we go to Sam's, they sell this big old huge container of maraschino cherries,
It's not that big. It's like this.
and we'll dump out about half the liquid and then get a bottle of Fireball, fill it up, kind of shake it up and put it in the freezer and just let it
they're
eat
freezing.
it whenever.
Refrigerator.
Refrigerator, freezer.
Big difference.
That sounds like something Z would be into.
Yeah.
Oh, we thought about doing. We get pineapple slices in the jar, or not slices, but they're big spears, like spears or
spears.
whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
And we thought about doing the same thing with them, except with the pineapple rum or something.
Do you ever go to Tennessee at all?
Been a while.
Drive through it whenever we're going somewhere. That's about it.
One of the, I'd have to ask my buddy, but one of the moonshine places has a cinnamon moonshine, and it tastes just like Fireball, but it doesn't have the aftertaste that Fireball leaves. So it was really, really good. I definitely
Moonshine, you probably don't remember
recommend
it before.
That's probably a lot more potent than Fireball, though.
Yeah.
You only need a cherry every once in a while.
I started drinking, how was it, Luminosa? I told him a Fireball and Sprite, and he looked at me and went, "Okay, so you want a Sprite and a shot of Fireball?" I was like, "No, I want a Fireball and Sprite. It's like a rum and Coke, but you use Fireball and Sprite." And they're like, "Okay." Bartender must have, they were spot on with that.
Yeah.
They were very good. So that's kind of been my drink lately. Gotten away from the Blue Hawaiians, the fruity, because those are just too sweet. Where this Fireball and Sprite was not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tequila, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what that is?
I think so.
The Espolón
Yeah, the Respado, or I don't know how you pronounce that,
That's
but
big words.
Words are difficult enough for me today. Let me go see what it was.
yeah, there's several different kind. One means it's like aged for just a few months. There's another that Respado, or however you pronounce it. I think that has a different, when that name changes to some different, there's a couple of different names. One's like a sipping whiskey. Oh no, you got the Guavero.
I was looking for that other one, and I probably have one sitting out here.
That's what.
The guy said it was better than the one we were looking for. So,
Yeah, there's, depending on how they're something in their name. One is basically it's aged for just a few months. The next one is aged for a little bit longer. And it basically, the way they explained it to me is the one that's not aged very long is for shots.
Yeah.
The one that's aged a little bit longer is for mixed drinks. And then the one that's aged even longer is basically for sipping.
yeah, I tried that
Like
sipping, and
whiskey.
I'm there for it. Mix it with something, I'd be all right. But I don't do straight.
I've
I
tried
don't
to sip.
tequila.
Yes, words is hard.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oops.
He says, but it's 50% healed, lost 31 pounds. The last cruise still going 29 days. Yes.
Cool.
Well, that's good.
Keep it out of the water. Okay, where we go? Here we go.
Okay.
Get back on track. It's the one.
Well, you're saying that the Respado is aged is like 10 years.
Yeah, I
aged.
had that while you were talking.
Okay.
And then I went back up a little bit.
All right.
So this is the one you got to mix, or the exaltal?
We got the blue one. That's the one that is the mix.
The black one's in the freezer, isn't it?
Yeah, the black one is for sipping.
I don't know where the blue one is. That's how I buy stuff. Oh, look, this bottle's pretty.
Well, but it worked out because we were the first time we got the one in the blue bottle. We made tequila. What'd you make with it?
Daiquiris.
Daiquiris, and they're really good. Didn't get a hangover, nothing from it.
And tequila gives me a headache. It's not a hangover, but it just like an allergic reaction type headache, like I do with strawberries. But I eat them anyway. And this tequila didn't do that. So that's why I was like, gotta get the same one. It starts with an X and has a little
Yeah, it's
tribal dancer guy on the front of it. Exalted.
I don't-
Exalted.
Tequila is the first thing that ever made me puke, so I don't mess with tequila. It could have been the 6 Bud Lights and 3 shots of Cuervo in like 2 hours, but I'm not sure.
That's probably a pretty good possibility.
Yeah, I go through my tequila cycles. You know, sometimes I like to get the shot of tequila and a Dos Equis. I'll go that route. You know, every time I go to the bar, I get a shot of tequila and a Dos Equis. But I don't get hung over from it. But you know, sometimes it leads to some bad decisions. So, you know,
Bad life choices.
try to limit that kind of activity.
Well, it's, I always get it. Go, oh, I'll try this one. I'll try that one. I end up buying a bottle of it, and then it sits here. This one, the blue one that he was talking about.
this is black.
No, it's blue. The bottle is anyway. Anyway, I had enough for like a shot, and I wouldn't finish it until we actually found some more. We have a really big liquor store in downtown, or just north of downtown Oklahoma City, and I went there, and they can get pretty much anything from anywhere. And they said they couldn't get this, and I was like, "Oh, you gotta be kidding!" So I went on their website, and it was like order to pick up. And so I get to look at where I can pick it up. Mexico City. I was like, kind of long to drive. I have to work tomorrow. So when we were there over the 4th of July in Cozumel, they had some. So we bought some more. We should have got some extra, but that's all we got. And then I was going to look for it again. And then he said, oh, this one's better than that Agavero or whatever. And I tried a shot of it. It was okay, but I don't drink enough. The only time I drink is on the ships. So I don't know what I'm going to do with all this stuff. I tell you, I'm like, oh, the bottle. What is that? Rum chata with pineapple?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What am I with that?
I think tequila is what led to me getting my alcohol privileges taken away on the Vista that time. That's not good when that happens.
No.
Especially when security has to escort you back to your cabin.
Was that over New Year's?
No. That was, when was that? That was 2022 sometime. Yeah, I did like an April cruise, and I don't know, that first day I hit it hard. I was at the Havana bar, and I was having some of those Havana iced teas, and then that rolled into, hey, let's do some shots, and fell asleep in the buffet area, and then that's when security had to escort me back, and then of course then there was like a ship's doctor visit to my cabin, and
making sure you didn't have alcohol poisoning, or
it wasn't good, and I didn't know, I didn't find out until like a couple days later, because I slept like the entire next sea day. I didn't come out of my cabin.
oh no.
And then the second sea day, I thought, well, I felt better. I was like, man, I'm going to roll down to the sports bar and get a nice Bloody Mary to start, spicy Bloody Mary to start the day. And I ordered it, gave him my card, and he swiped it. And he's like, your alcohol privileges have been revoked. And I was like, what? What does that mean? And he's like, yeah, I can't serve you any alcohol. Matter of fact, I got to take that drink back from you. And so he took the drink back, and he's like, yeah, you got to go talk to guest services. And, so I had to go down there, and they're like, oh yeah, we got a guy from security coming down to talk to you about this. And and I was just worried, like, well, did I do anything crazy? And he's like, no. We found you sleeping in the buffet area. So. And then he's like, yeah, if you want your alcohol privileges back, you got to talk to the ship's doctor, which I did. I went down and talked to her, and she wasn't too happy to even see me. So, so that's that. They refunded me my drink package, but they comped me like the Bubbles package. So I had sodas. But when we hit the ports, you know, there's nothing they can do about that. So
Right.
I had an all-inclusive resort in each port lined up. So not that I'm an alcoholic or anything. I'm just
Right.
throw, you know,
But you're on vacation and you want to
yeah,
enjoy.
you know.
Y'all said you had the rum chata. You all have done the rum chata and the Fireball, right?
I've heard of it, but haven't tried it.
Tastes like Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah.
He's done the Fireball with vanilla ice cream.
Okay.
He's done it with
Cream soda.
cream soda is very good.
The cream soda tastes like a cinnamon bun.
Okay.
Yeah, now I went to pick up some more Fireball because we ran out, and I saw that, and it's like pineapple flavor or something, and so I was like, okay, because we had bought the regular. I had bought some pineapple rum
Mhm.
or coconut rum. I can't remember. Maybe it was both. One time in Cozumel, and they had the rum chata, so I got that, but this one I bought it last month at the liquor store here, and I don't think it's even been opened yet, but
That sounds pretty good.
I get this thing off, I can start trying again, be off the medication. So.
Yeah.
But you didn't try that, did you?
Not yet.
You may. He said it was better, and I think it was. My baby. I can't remember the price was comparable. So.
I did get the drink package for the Utopia, so
I was going to for the first 3 days, but then
well, I'm only on the 3-day one, so
I think all but
price wise, and plus they had the day I bought it, they had like I think 25% off, and then I used that $100 onboard credit, so not bad.
Cream tequila, it's smooth and wonderful for sipping. There's a thought. And go buy some more. Don't have room in our shelves for it.
I'm surprised the cupboard hasn't fallen off the wall yet.
Hey. Tequila Sunrise, but I don't know what that is. Sounds like we need to try it though.
Yeah.
heard it, but I don't remember what it is.
Bad decisions, yeah. Well, and my thing is like, we've only bought the drink package once, and I've always wanted to try a martini because everybody gets some martinis, right? So I got it, and I was like, ugh. I took like 1 or 2 sips, and I was like, here you go, have a drink. And
What
I
kind
don't,
of martini
I
was
don't
it?
think he drank it, but he likes the chocolate martini. Is it?
Oh yeah.
Is that what it is?
That's
Chocolate
what-
martinis?
Yeah, that's
That's
what
what
a lot
Bill's-
of people on the cruises that I know get the chocolate martinis.
Yeah, I
I've
think
never tried one.
I think Bill had too many on one of his cruises. So, but it looks really good. I
Yeah,
didn't
it
drink it. It's kind of strong for me. I drink Fireball and Sprite, so who knows? But yeah, Tony would get them, and so we were sitting there watching the
Dallas game.
Cowboy game, and he got that. I don't know what I got, and then he got another one, and I think he had 3 during that game, didn't he? He really liked those. But
Yeah. It's feeling no pain.
Red Dragons on Utopia.
Maybe if they have them, I'll ask.
What's Red Dragons?
I don't even remember what was in it, to be honest with you. I know they were good. We got them at the Chibang. That's where they were serving them.
Oh, okay.
Well, apparently it was the security. I guess they were making their rounds, and I just decided to crash out in the buffet area. So if I'd have went straight to my room, that I'd been okay. But
Yeah.
I'm surprised you get in trouble for falling asleep in the buffet areas because, I know I've slept on the pool deck before.
well, it was probably like the hour. It was like probably about 3 or 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
Well, and I do remember because I went up to the to get pizza. I do remember going to get pizza, and
You just never made it.
I don't remember getting or eating the pizza, but I
I
hope it
this
was
little break
good.
right here.
You're like, the line's long. I'll just sit here and wait for it to to narrow down a little bit.
Yeah. But at least I didn't start a brawl on Carnival and make
Right.
and make the cruise news or
Yeah.
Right?
climb out on my balcony or do something crazy. So I guess I should be proud about that.
They had
Yeah.
a brawl on there a couple weeks ago on the which one is it? The small carnival ship, the
Paradise.
Paradise. Yeah. It's like chairs going everywhere and everything else.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. And they say people drinking those 15 drinks. I guess, but somebody's bothering you, just get up and leave. Go somewhere else.
Right.
That one poor guy was up there trying to get some pizza, and next thing you know, he's in the middle of a brawl. It's terrible.
Sounds like
Now,
pizza's a
I
place to
know they ban them from Carnival, but I wonder if they share the ban list.
They
No,
probably
yeah.
do.
I don't know.
If they
They
get
probably
banned
do
from
through, like,
Carnival
Clear or
or
whatever.
something like that, does Carnival let the other ones know? Because we kind of do that with the casinos and stuff. If somebody gets banned from our casino, we let the other ones know.
But it's within
Yeah.
the tribe. You send it out to the other tribes and let them know too.
No, because we don't have anything to do with them.
Well, they can let NCL find out on their own. Ross says he's feeling better than he has in 5 years. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's good.
Good news, he's feeling better.
Yeah.
Can't believe they're refunding your drink package. Yeah, because
Well, I had to ask for it. I mean, they didn't just like up and give it to me. And but my argument was to get it back because I got because you know how you get your little portfolio for each day, you can pull it up. And apparently, and I hate to even admit this, but they had served me 22 drinks. And so,
Whoops.
my defense for myself was that, well, aren't you guys supposed to be monitoring the drinks of the passengers? I know if I had the drink, and I did have the drink package on any other night, you should be cutting me off at 15, but you kept on, and I mean, I know it was my fault. I'm not, but I was trying to get the money back.
So you told them you were good at 15.
I would have been
Drank
fine
at
at 15.
It
Yeah.
went right down.
Yeah, it was their fault, that extra 7. And so
apparently at 20 he was good too.
he was just like, well, I'm not going to give you your alcohol back, but if you want to talk to the hotel, because you got to talk to the hotel manager to get that money back. And so that's what I did. I talked to the hotel manager and they put the money back for the drink package, and then they gave me the bubbles for the rest of the time. So, but the art director, the art auctioneer, because I go to a lot of the art auctions, I went to hang out with him a couple nights, and he ordered some Heinekens for me. So there's always where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
Well, they don't scan your card for that free champagne at the art auction.
No,
either.
no, that's all. That's paid for by the Park West Gallery. So
Hmm.
if they want to treat you, then I mean that's on them.
Oh, one of the things we did find out on this last cruise was the cork fee. They tried to charge us. Was it $25? $15?
Yep.
Yeah, and it wasn't because they were going to open it, because it was a screw-on lid. So it's not like there was a cork that had to be opened or anything like that. We were going to do it ourselves. We'll come to find out the guy asked us and goes, "Is that one of our bottles or did you guys bring that on board?" And we're like, "Well, we brought it on board." And he goes, "Yeah, so if you drink it in here, we're going to have to charge you a corking fee of $15.
It doesn't have a cork. It's a screw-on
I was
lid.
like, but it's a screw on. They're like, it doesn't matter if you bring the bottle in here and consume the alcohol, then we have to charge you a cork fee.
I want to say they tried to hit us on Pride like that, but all they did was they just took right before dinner, they just poured their glasses and then carried the glasses to the dining room.
Yeah, that's what he ended up doing was that he goes, if you'll hide the bottle, he goes, get rid of it. So he gave us 4 glasses. We poured it real quick, and it was empty. And I went to stick it. Since he said hide it, I thought he meant for me to hide it. So I was going to stick it down there by my leg and take it with me. And he went ahead and took it back there and disposed of it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Couldn't have it sitting on the table if it wasn't theirs.
Yeah.
But my cousin, because when we went to that Rudy C grill, they said something, so it was comped for us, but I treated my cousin and his wife because it was their anniversary, and I said something. We were leaving, and I said something about it being their anniversary, and he's like, "What?" The waiter, he's like, "Wait, what?" So he ran and got a bottle of champagne and brought it back and gave it to him. Now, there was no problem us drinking that at breakfast on the last sea day. That was okay. No court fees or nothing.
Yeah.
And I guess it was because it was their
So
bottle. I mean, if we find the same brand and bring it on, we might be all right. Not
Yeah,
be charged and go, hey. Because I had that one that I won at the jewelry store on the Luminosa, and we took it to dinner and shared it with the people at the table next to us, and they went and got a bucket of ice and everything to set it in, and it was no problem.
Yeah, I guess as long as it's theirs.
Yeah.
I may or may not know some people that know the wine company around here, and they took their Fireball and their Crown Royal and everything else to the place, and they put it in wine bottles and corked it for them.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, that's handy.
We bought was it a blueberry wine? Thought, hey, we'll try it, right? Hand me that bottle. And as I went through security and stuff, the guy was doing this with it and looking, and he was kind of shaking it, like, what is that? And we're like, it's blueberry wine. Of course, the bottle was tinted. I don't know what color the wine was. Was
the bottle
clear.
was of dark blue.
But he was like, And I thought, what are you looking for? And I kept going. I have 2 12-packs of soda here. I have 2 12-packs of soda here because they're in a sack. Never looked at the sodas, but he was all
he was
up in the light, and I was like, what are you looking for?
You hear them people got caught doing the soda trick. There was a guy advertising it on like TikTok or something about opening up your soda pack, taking them all out and putting beers in it, and then gluing the packs closed again. And I guess somebody looked into one of the things and was finding it. So they said now that they're I don't know if they're opening them up or what they're doing if you take a soda in there now.
Well, there was 2 ladies that came in while he was looking at the wine bottle and set theirs up there, or one of them did. And he just kind of opened the end and kind of looked at it and taped it back. The other lady set hers up there, and he tore her box open and poured them all out and everything. I thought, well, she looked more like an alcoholic than the other lady that she's traveling with. It was weird. And I'm over there going, I got 2 12-packs of soda. Do you want them? And he was just worried about the bottle and handed it back. He goes, okay, it's good. I was like, all right. So we put it back in the backpack and off we went. I thought, could have snuck anything in the cans.
Yeah.
I know they sell those bladders and everything. I'm just too afraid of getting caught. But we did that once or twice, and I'm just like, I can't do that. I'm too guilty walking through there, I guess.
We did it on the first cruise that we went on right after our honeymoon because we had a bunch of alcohol from our wedding and stuff. And I don't know how many things of Jaeger, little miniatures of Jaeger, I stuck in my socks and put in there, and they didn't catch any of it. But that's the only time I've ever done it because I don't really drink that much anyway.
Well, I figured, I got the casino drinks. And there's even the one time we bought the drink package, I tried to hit the 15 and I couldn't. And it was just too much. I was just like, no, I can't do that. And we can't justify paying that and only drinking 3 a day, top.
Yeah.
But when
I'm getting ready to hit Diamond on Royal, and the Diamond you get 3 or 4 free drinks a day.
4. So I'm gonna hit Diamond on Utopia.
Okay.
But I won't get it until after. But
The next one, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the same thing as I get it on the Tropic Like It's Hot in January. But I was trying to see if I could like get something in here real quick just so I could have it when I was on that one, but I can't get any more cruises in right now.
yeah, that's why I was, when your group cruise popped open right there, because I had because after that one, the next Royal for me is Jewel of the Seas. That's a 9-day one. And so I
Okay.
needed something to, fill in the gap there. I've been enjoying the double points for solo cruisers on Royal. That's how I got the Diamond so quick.
I wish I would have took advantage of it when the cruise restart happened, because when they were first advertising it, you got double points for all bookings if you booked it by a certain date. So only one of my cruises I got double points on.
Yeah.
Well, we did a rebook, and I don't remember anything about that.
It was only for Royal.
Oh, okay, that's one.
Yeah.
Oh, welcome in Travel and Adventures with Eric. Hey,
Hello, hello.
Howdy.
Stop. What do you want?
Tuber Chat, welcome in.
What's going on?
Kevin.
Trying to catch up, see.
Sorry.
John and Nancy. What's going on?
Welcome in.
The Blueberry Beat. Interesting.
Is that a kind of wine or blueberry beet wine?
Possibly. We're talking about just the blueberry wine we had. What do you want? Stop it.
Eric will be on the Utopia with us.
Oh, cool.
Really? Cool.
Jane and Travels listening at work. Hello.
Yeah.
Stop.
Thanks for listening in.
Yep.
Hello, Eric. Hey, John.
I used Royal's program where they do the air, buy the tickets with that's the first time I've done it, so we'll see how that works out. I mean, it's just, I guess it's just, but the good thing about it that I like is you can tack it onto your cruise fare.
Yeah, pay for it for the 2 years or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it on the when I did it for the Vloggers cruise, it was cheap for Norwegian. Norwegian was the buy one get one, and even though I was by myself on that, they still gave me half off my fare. So my round trip was only $100 or $130.
Yeah.
I couldn't beat that.
Yeah, they got me first class pretty reasonable for this one, so not too bad. But
I think if I ever do Australia, I have to do first class because there's no way I could do that long trip in a small seat.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, I'm going to Thailand next month, and that's a 15.5-hour flight for me. And I didn't, they had the business class with the lay down, but it was like $6,000, and I was like, the seat that I got, I ended up paying like $1,300.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. I was tempted, but man, that's a lot of money for. I guess I'd rather just sit and suffer for 15.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, we that one where we went to this last trip to Brisbane, we got those lay down seats. The airline sent out a deal for us to bid, for people to bid on the open. I guess they had some first class seats that were open, and you could submit bids. And we managed to get on the long trip. We didn't get the whole thing, which is fine with me, but the longest part of the flight, we were able to, lay down and sleep, which made it nice.
Yeah. I don't usually like to get an aisle seat, but for this one, I figured I went ahead and get the aisle seat because I know I'm going to have to get up. And I mean, I can't hold it for 15.5 hours. So.
Yes. Anything the videos that I've got done from the Jubilee are on YouTube. Yeah, Philippines.
Yeah, it's I'm going during the rainy season, which it's still going to be hot, but it's the low season, the rainy season, so which is, you know, I'm able to save a lot of money doing it that way. But
What all are you going to Thailand for?
just I'm going to be there for 25 days just to hang out, and I've always wanted to go. I was there 20 something years ago when I was in the Navy, and I really loved it. And of course, I went to Phuket, which is, I guess nowadays I've been checking, and it's like, I guess, real touristy, and it's, people say it's a lot more expensive down there. But probably gonna fly into, well, I'm definitely flying into Bangkok, and then I'll probably stay down in like Pattaya Beach, but I don't know. It's just, I've been wanting to do some land traveling, and not going to give up cruising, but trying to mix it up a little bit more.
Yeah,
Spend more time with it. You know, you can enjoy things when you're there for that long and get out and do stuff.
Yeah, we were thinking about doing an all-inclusive in like January, February on 26th, maybe. But we haven't decided yet. But talking with a couple different channels, and if you're interested.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. I got the I was gonna ask you if you're putting in a royal upbid on this one.
I did.
They sent me the email, and I probably will try, because I got an interior, so I figure if I could bump up to Ocean View or something.
I bid on the spacious interior, Ocean View, spacious Ocean View, and then the boardwalk balcony.
Oh, okay.
It's like 4 or 5 different ones I throw a bid on. I got to do the same thing because on the 16th, because I know the chances of it happening aren't very good, but I was hoping that I might be able to get the same type of room on the second one, because as of right now, I don't have to change. But if I get the roll up, then I'm going to have to change rooms between the two cruises.
Yeah, I've had pretty good luck doing the royal upbids in the past, so I figure I'll try my luck with it.
Yeah, that's how I got that panoramic ocean view on the Icon. I was only in a interior, and ended up only bidding, I think, 125. And I mean that was cheap for anything on the Icon, because Icon, it was the lowest bid on everything on there was astronomical, but ended up getting it for 125. But I think it was only because they did percent capacity on that sailing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder
Sometimes
if Utopia this week is only 80%.
Yeah. Sometimes the casino offers, when I call to book, they'll, you know, if you just ask them, or sometimes they'll just ask you, like, hey, for an extra $30, we'll bump you up to a balcony or whatever. I've had that happen. Oh, well, good night, Ross.
Good night, Ross.
Hopefully he gets to feeling better.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know if you're still booked on that World America with MSC, but I'll have to cancel mine. Because it's well, my daughter's birthday, or not birthday, but her wedding is in April.
Oh, okay. My son's actually going on that for his birthday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, his birthday's the 17th.
Sweet. Yeah, so I mean, the only thing I got for next year booked after that is I got the celebration in December 2025, and they're going to that. I guess they're going to that new private island. Yeah, Celebration Key. So figured it'd be cool to, check out another XL and go check that place out.
Gotcha. So Jubilee is the only XL class you've been on so far?
So far, yeah. Before that, I went on the Vista like 4 times. That was like my favorite, But sailing out of Galveston, that's pretty much what you had to choose from was the Breeze, the Dream, or the Vista. And then Royal was sailing, I forget what they were sailing out at Adventure of the Seas there for a while.
Yeah.
Until they got the new terminal open.
So Horizon's the same class as Vista. I was just wondering.
Yeah.
That size ship pretty nice.
Which one?
The Vista class.
I think the Vista was. I liked it. I felt like it was a pretty good, mid-size cruise ship. It's modern enough. It's not because it's relatively new. It's not brand new, but it's certainly not like the Miracle or some of those older
Prime.
ships.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I always enjoyed it. That was the only casino that I ever had any luck in. That was that one where I came away with 3,000. So all the other ones, it's like, I've had some smaller, but the Miracle was the worst. Oh my God. And I was on there for 14 days and there was just no let up. I had a small little rally that last sea day, but it still didn't make up for it.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, one of these days, hopefully, we'll be able to do a little more traveling and not have to worry about how many days off we got.
I
Because
wish
we'd
I
like
had
to.
Bill had with the free airfare.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man, wouldn't that be something?
We were looking at booking today, and I was wondering, if he didn't have the deals that he has with Delta, would he still fly Delta? Because I've not flown Delta, and I don't know, how they are and stuff. But, I guess a Southwest girl. I try to take them because of the luggage thing as much as I can because I don't know how to pack. But and I've said I'll never fly American again, but looks like we might be flying American for this other deal. But
No, we're on KLM, Royal Dutch Air, but we're flying Delta to Atlanta, have a layover, and that's when we get on the KLM, which is I think it's operated by Delta. But
Okay. I've only
Curious.
flown Southwest, and I think I flew American when NCL did the fly the Ford C thing. I think they use whatever company they can get a hold of the cheapest flight for.
Yeah, I usually alternate between United and Delta, but mostly United. But every now and then, again, I'll do Delta. I think the coming back from or going to and from the Miracle, I did Delta.
yeah,
Decent, I guess. I did first class on the way out, and then just regular on the way back. The first class was nice. I'll say that the food was really good.
yeah.
well, for anything in within the states, we've always stayed with Southwest, especially after that incident with American Airlines. We've managed to fly on Hawaiian Air, Fiji, and now KLM.
Yeah. Bill said, "God bless Delta."
Well, I looked at that KLM and it seems to, I forgot, I think it's Royal Dutch Air or Royal, something like that. But I pulled up the reviews on it and it seems to be have pretty good reviews. So we're hoping that we'll find out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll be flying on this Taiwan airline from Houston over to Taiwan on my way to Bangkok. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, those are. I mean, unfortunately, you can sit there and look at reviews and
Yeah. You never know.
yeah, because like on the Hawaii Airlines or Hawaiian Air that we took, I mean, they had bad reviews from people, but we got on there and we were completely happy with it. The food was good. We were,
Service was even better.
yeah, but yeah, and I think that's probably because more people are apt to put a bad review than they are a good review.
Yeah, I mean that's I've flown Alaska Air a few times, and I've always seen really bad reviews about them, but I've had good experiences every time I've done them. Yeah, I'll be watching the heat for sure. I'll hydrate between every drink. I'll throw a couple bottles of water in there.
Thailand, I actually work with a guy. He's from Thailand, and he went and spent 2 weeks last year. And I asked him, "Well, how was it?" He was hot. It was hot. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, there was one guy. He still has a YouTube channel, but he stopped uploading months ago. But that was his whole channel. Was like he's a Texas guy, but I guess he was living in Las Vegas, so he sold everything, the house, all his belongings, moved to Thailand, and I was watching his videos, man. I was kind of interested in the whole process. It cost him like $10,000 just to ship his dogs over there,
Wow.
and he had like 2 German Shepherds, and he bought a truck when he got there. He had a little villa, and I thought, well, wow, this guy's really living large. And he lasted a little over a year, and then next thing I know, I see the video, going back to the US or something like that. But I don't know. Apparently he ended up having to go back. He was a pilot from one of the airlines, and I guess they were really hurting, so they were offering him like a lot of money to come back. So, which I guess I can't blame him for that,
Right.
Not right.
But so he moved back to the States, back to Texas, and I guess he's flying for one of the airlines. So, but his channel pretty much died after that.
Oh.
Well, I mean, Jack's talked about, he's in IT, and he said he's going to save his money and everything. And when he retires, he's moving back home. And he said, "I'll live like a king." I was like, "Yeah, I'm sure, taking that IT money back over there."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the pictures I've seen, everything, it looks really pretty. And he didn't really say that. It's hot. That's what he was saying. Like, all right. Well.
Well, yeah, if you can find the right place, where the dollar's strong against the currency, you can. I think the
Friend of
yen
mine
was
moved from
60.
here when he retired to Mexico, and he's living like a king down there.
You can.
Yeah.
Well, when I was in the Navy, there were a lot of guys that were living down there and then commuting back, across the border every morning. Of course, they were having to get up like super early to get across the border, so they wouldn't be late for work. But
I'd pass on that. I don't like getting up early.
I'd just be too scared of like the people down there, all
The
these damn cartels and stuff.
Yeah.
I used to go down on the weekends, and I'd go down there and spend the weekend in Rosarito, and then I think one time I actually drove all the way down to Ensenada. I mean, if you get away from Tijuana and you get down towards Rosarito, it's not too bad. And then, they have like the Mexican military guys out there most of the time, because the cartel's really only concerned with what they're selling and their cash flow.
Yeah.
As long as you're not interfering with that, then they're not really going to get too involved with things. But
Yeah, and started interfering with that money and
yeah,
products.
I know there was it 2 girls and a guy, 2 guys and a girl? Maybe it was 2 and 2. I can't remember. They took and drug them in the back pickups and stuff, and they were gone. I guess the girls finally made it back. I don't know if the guys ever made it back, and that was here a
yeah.
couple weeks ago.
Mm.
Yeah, but there's no telling. They were young. No telling what they got into and didn't realize what they were getting into.
1,000 pesos is $20. Wow.
Yeah, and that'll change. I remember when we were on Okinawa, some of the military people, they'd watch the yen against the dollar, and whenever it would, I forgot exactly how it worked, but they would basically trade yen like people traded stocks because it was changing so much. They'd go in there and buy it when the yen was high, and then high against the dollar, and then whenever it dropped, they'd turn around and sell it back. That way they didn't have to pay as much in yen to get the dollar back, but yet when they traded it, they would get a lot more for the dollar in yen. I forgot exactly how it worked, but there were some people that were selling it and they would just basically buy and sell the yen. And right there at the USO station where they would do the currency exchange for free for the military. And
Yeah, we pulled into Okinawa. I want to say the name of that base was White Beach, I think is the name of it. And I didn't really get out in town a whole lot, because they had like a shuttle going from that base. They would take us over to I guess the Marine base. They had the big exchange and all that. And then I don't know. One time they did send me out to. We had a guy that was over 30 days. He was basically AWOL. They went AWOL in Hawaii. The ship left, and they decided they were going to stay there. And then they turned themselves in 30 days later. And so they flew them out to Okinawa, and they sent me to the airport to go pick them up. And they're just they hand me the keys to a van, and I'm like, dude, I've never been to Okinawa before. I wouldn't know. So they had to scrounge up a driver to take me over there. It was like a 2-hour ride from the base to the airport.
oh wow.
It was crazy.
Dad was talking about he had to go pick up somebody, and they got him seatbelted in, and of course he was a storyteller a bit, so I don't know how much of it's true, but they said they bent him down and ran his handcuffs through some kind of bolt or a eye bolt thing in the floor, and that's how the guy rode all the way back to base, was hunched over in there with his hands cuffed to the floor. I was like, good grief. He rolled that Jeep. There's no telling what would have happened to him.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, well, we're still going.
It's an early night. Huh?
Yeah, it's Friday.
I'm actually gonna have to get off. I'm gonna have to get off because I'm getting up in the morning and maybe going to Six Flags. But
Oh,
haven't
wow.
decided yet.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Well, the Six Flags here isn't very good.
Where's it at? It's
Just about DC.
okay.
It's Landover. I think it's considered Landover, Maryland. So
Well, it's good seeing you.
Yeah, it was.
yeah, it's good seeing y'all.
Excuse me.
Have a good time on your next trip. I'm not sure when I'll see y'all again. Hopefully I'll get back on here on a regular basis. just have a lot of stuff going on right now. So,
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
understand.
see you on the Utopia.
yep. See you on Utopia and just a few. We'll get like 6 left on that.
Yes, less than 60, I think. 50
See what we
something.
get.
Yeah, Bill's wanting to know when you're going to Thailand.
I'll leave here. I want to say it's August 7th. I guess I need to check up on that. It's either August 7th. I think it's like early. I got to be at the airport here at like 1:30 in the morning.
Ew.
Well, that's when the flight leaves. Actually, I'll be there before that, but
You just stay up and sleep on the
yeah,
plane.
that's what I got some pills to knock myself out. So it's legal. I have a prescription for it in case anybody's
Yeah.
listening in. But
Yeah. And is it legal over there?
Well, he's gonna take them.
well, they'll be digested by then. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
some.
I'm surprised I'm still going with what I took.
Have a good night, everybody.
All right.
Yeah.
See you. You too.
Good night.
have a good one.
Back next
No.
Friday or something. Had to change our Saturdays to Fridays because of my work. So
Yeah.
And then there was three or
Three.
two,
Two windows.
two channels.
well, it's Jen if she was wanting to come up, and she said Chloe's being, a toddler today, and Andrew was at work, but he should be home by now.
It's almost, well, it's a little after 11, I guess.
Yeah.
Quarter after.
Yeah, I think he gets off around 11 o'clock. He's throwing trucks now, so
He's doing what?
throwing trucks, unloading the truck,
Oh, okay.
and threw out his back.
Oh no.
That's
Sucks getting old. Nobody believes us.
Oh, you don't even have to be old to throw your back out.
no.
Yeah, he been over to pick up a pencil, and that was the longest ride to Galveston ever from Fort Worth.
Yeah, I don't know how. I don't know what happened, but we were talking about going. Was it? I forgot what we were going to do, but we were going down to Galveston for something,
Well, go fishing,
probably.
something.
And
Oh,
the
I
night
can.
before, I was writing something down, standing up, writing, or I can't remember exactly what it was, but I had a pencil in my hand and I dropped it. I bent down to pick it up. I went to stand up and it slipped out of my fingers again. So I went back down to pick it up. And when I did, my back locked up. I hit the floor. I couldn't move.
Yeah.
It was, but I wasn't going to miss the trip to Galveston. So it was, yeah, it was a long ride that next day because it was still locked up. I could barely move. It
You
was
were
not
locked up the
fun.
whole trip, weren't you?
Yeah.
Walking around like the hunchback of Notre Dame. I did the driving down and back. You can put that back over there before I take a swig of it.
Yeah.
I'm not good with my medication.
Yeah, and I don't know how that happened. I mean, but I was just picking up a pen, went to pick up that pencil and that just wham.
Man.
And that was how many years ago? So
That was before the kids, wasn't it?
yeah,
Angela was 33, so 34 years ago,
yeah, at least
which would have made you
30 something.
Yeah, I think you were 20 when we got married. So 29, 30.
Sounds about right. 29, 30, maybe 31. So yeah, but
Yeah, those back problems, those things could suck. I mean, I've been going to chiropractor, pretty for like, I don't know, a couple months, and I go like twice a week. And I know they had this new thing. Well, I don't know, it's new to me, but I forget what it's like, a sound wave. That's what they call it, or a shock wave or something.
Mhm.
And you lay down and they take this wand and they put that jelly or stuff, whatever, on your back, like they do for ultrasounds.
yeah,
And I guess he said it was sound waves. I thought it was like electric. That's what it felt like. But he emits these sound waves and he moves it around. And when it finds the bad spot, you really know it, because it's like a lightning bolt just hitting you, which it hurts when he does it. But then afterwards, you feel better,
Wow.
I had something like that on my neck. And
It's torture going through it, and when you're the first time you do it, you're like, I was like almost in tears, but the rest of the day I felt a lot better.
yeah. I was in a car accident one time, and I didn't wear heels a whole lot, so I had, inch or two heels. I'm sitting there, I had my legs crossed, which I normally don't do, and I fell asleep because it was taking forever. So when they finally called my name, I got up, threw that foot down on the floor, stood up, took off. That foot was asleep, and I hit the ground. And they're like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Ah." And they get you back there, and they put, they had that on my neck, and it was just, just barely pulling like this. They turned it up too much and walked out the room, and I'm like,
Oh, the TENS unit.
oh man, that hurt. Yeah. They came back in, got tears just streaming. They're like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Ah." Turned everything off. I was like, "All right, get up, get up, get up." I was like, "I can't."
Yeah, I was at home one day, and I was just sitting at my little office at my little desk, and I was just looking up at the TV, and just all of a sudden, my neck just like tightened up, and I couldn't like turn my head, to like that direction, and then, but I figured, well, maybe, go to bed, and it'll be better in the morning. But then the next day, it like started hurting.
Mm-hmm.
And so I suffered for like 2 days with it, thinking it would just go away, but it didn't. So I went to the emergency room, and of course, trying to drive when you can't turn your head,
Yeah.
it's probably it probably wasn't the best decision, but I was suffering, but I made it. I didn't wreck, and I went in, and they ended up giving me like a Toradol shot and a steroid shot in the neck, and
Wow.
it was just like it was. And then when the stuff kicked in after they shot it in there, it was some like a good 30 minutes of some really good pain, but then afterwards my neck loosened up and went away. So I don't know what that was all about, but I just hope that doesn't happen again.
Get you a tube sock and pour. What was it?
Beans.
We got little black beans, I think, in ours. And you just buy some like dried beans at the store and just open it up and pour them down in that sock, tighten a knot. And you can throw it in the microwave and heat it up real good, and then lay on that, and it'll help to relax, the muscles and stuff like that. I actually have a bag that since that incident last year where I got hurt, it's the surgery. They finally, it was workers' comp, and they take their time. Finally from that, but I still have problems with my neck and all that, and I'll just throw those beans under there and sleep with it. If it's real bad, I go heat them up and sleep on them, and
Yeah, they stay warm. They stay warm for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 5 minutes, shake it up real good, like maybe 2 minutes at a time. Shake it, put it back in there for about 5 minutes. They'll be real hot, but it's good. Just make sure it's not so hot it burns you, but
Right.
very relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that heat always feels pretty good.
Yeah, and the nice thing about getting one of those tube socks is you can make, if you want to, you can make it real long. That way it just kind of drapes around your neck and over your shoulders.
Yeah.
Or you can, put it in any position that you want to, or.
Yeah, I got one of his, and I did it about halfway.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got 2 bags of beans in it and just tied it in a knot. And the only thing is it's weird to think, but I think they shrivel up more as you heat them.
Yeah.
And, don't put anything in them because I have quite a bit of a little gap now in it where the knot's at, where it was pretty close to the beans before, and it's not quite now. But you can take, if it's too hot,
It
that
could be the
excess
sock
sock.
just stretching.
Yeah, it could be that.
Drawing the moisture out, maybe.
Yeah,
Well, it's either that or the sock could be stretching.
Yeah.
could be that because I do lay it there and toss and turn on it all night. But if it's too hot, you can just take and turn the cuff of the sock down over it, so you have that little added protection, but it's still warm.
Yeah. And that they do stay good. I mean, that's
Hour.
yeah. Yeah, I do. I don't have to mess with them very often. Once you get them heated, that lasts a while. a lot
Yeah.
longer than some of this jelly stuff. They tell you that they sell you the heat up and stuff. It seems like it doesn't last very long. The beans seem to work better.
Or the patches.
Yeah, those patches, the capsaicin patches.
What's fun is have those and heat up your beans and lay on that.
Yeah.
You get real hot.
And then when you don't need them, you can have them for dinner.
Not after they've been in a sock. Even though the sock was clean, no.
Just wash them.
I'm getting no.
Throw it in the crock pot.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I'll go buy another bag of beans. They're not that expensive, so. But yeah, we had some. What was it? Corn kernels or something. I was afraid they'd start popping, so we didn't use that for very long.
Yeah, that's why I like to try to hit up the hot tubs when I go on the cruise. You know, I try to get up. I get up early anyway for some reason when I'm on the ship. But that's the first thing I do is I go eat breakfast and get my hot tub time in early before the crowds start coming around.
Yeah.
Before the kids wake up.
Yeah.
And this last one, it was over the 4th of July. So, of course, the kids were out of school and all the hot tubs were just packed with kids. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm not going to go.
Yeah.
I think my cousin went once or twice. But
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. One of the sea days on the Miracle, it was real cold out and foggy. And because, we were headed up, or I think we were coming back from Alaska. And, I was out there. I ate lunch at the buffet, and then I walked back to the Serenity area because it's all the way back aft, and I saw the lifeguard out there, and I was like, "Hey, is the hot tub?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's open." So I went and threw my swim trunks on and went out there, and it was pretty nice because like the fog was between the hot tub and the back of the ship there, so nobody could even see you out there. It was almost like you were by yourself.
Yeah. That's when it's nice. When you don't have to mess with other people, or if it's just like one or two, that's not bad. But when you start getting a crowd and
Yeah.
yeah, I put too much thought in it. To me, it's just a petri dish, and I can't get past that. I mean, and I know it's stupid. It's like kind of like some foods. I'm just like, I can't eat that because I know what it does. My dad would eat liver, and I'm like, nope, that's what cleans all the crap out of your system. No, I'm not eating that. Or they'd eat a gizzard, and I'm like, no, that's where the chicken breaks everything down before it goes. No, I'm not eating that. And I just. Same thing with the hot tubs. I'm just like, everybody's in it. What was it? Somebody saw something the other day. It said it was the first community bathroom or something like that, the hot tubs. And I'm just like, no. I didn't think about that, the pools when I was a kid, but now I'm just like, yeah.
Well, it's just like the swim up bars. You see people just sitting there for hours drinking, and nobody's really getting out.
Yeah, that's where they need to have that dye in there.
What goes in must come out, and it's yeah. I guess if you drink enough, you don't care. But
Well, I thought that was a good idea. They started using that dye in some of the places, so if somebody goes to the bathroom, they can see who it is. And
that'd be so embarrassing.
Yeah, well, if you gotta go, you gotta go. But you should, yeah, not my.
That's when you gotta get up next to somebody, I guess, and
That or get next to a jet. That way, if it turns blue, it's gone and diluted.
the jet or you're the intake.
Man. For real.
Especially on those cruises where they have all the kids.
Yeah, probably don't want to know what's in that.
That was one of the best things doing that Journeys cruise on the Miracle. It was like I only saw two kids the whole time, and one was like a newborn, and the other one was like a 2-year-old. And
yeah, that's the thing with those Alaska. It's geared more for the older crowd.
yeah,
And youngins not so much. yeah, they like the sun and all that. So, and I admit I like the sun too. So when I go on the Alaska, I'm like, boo, where's my beach? The
Yeah.
beach there is too cold to get in the water. So
Yeah.
I tell you what, it was warm because the first stop we hit was Sitka, and the next one we hit was Juneau, and well, even Icy Strait Point. I mean, all three of those, it was like almost summertime out there. Because even the locals were like, you know, man, we don't hardly ever get sunshine this time of year. So,
wow, somewhere in between Japan and Hawaii, Alaska. One of the days we're out there on the deck and it's like snowing. And then we stopped at the Hubbard Glacier and was there. It was frigid. But once we got into Seward was our first stop. And once we got there, I mean, I had a toboggan and gloves, but only wore them. About first 30 minutes or so, we were walking into town, and I came out of those, and before long, I had the hood on my jacket off, and the jacket unzipped. I'm just like, oh, I'm dying. It was like in the 50s. It was very nice.
Yeah.
yeah.
And in Juneau, I was out there whale watching. It was kind of chilly out there because they're going on the water, going pretty fast. There wasn't a whole lot to block it, but
Yeah.
Just living there would have been okay in those temperatures. But I can't imagine that 50
Winter.
degrees below zero.
Yeah.
Like, how does your skin not freeze and just chip away? I've watched too many movies.
Yeah. Well, in Fairbanks, that's where Emily, she's the naturalist that was on the cruise ship. She was saying that she lives in Fairbanks, and I guess they said it hit minus 32 degrees up there that year, or maybe it was the year before, and that was just I was just like, dang.
I get cold when it hits 20 here. I can't imagine.
Yeah, they can have that.
Yeah. I mean, how do you insulate your home and stuff like that from?
I don't know what you do.
I mean, apparently they do it. I mean,
If you think igloos are made out of ice, right? I mean, you open your refrigerator or your freezer here and stick your hand in there, and that ice compartment, it's cold. I can't imagine trying to curl up and go to sleep in an igloo, sleeping on ice, inside of ice. Protect you from the elements, but still, my gosh.
Well, I think some of the places, and I could be wrong, but it isn't. It seems like I heard from somewhere or read somewhere that it's so cold that you can actually build a small fire in there because the cold from the outside, just it keeps it from melting the ice on the inside. But I could be wrong. I mean, it didn't make sense to me, but.
Well, yeah, because they heat up their stones or whatever they put at the base of their sleeping bags.
Yeah, it's something I hadn't checked into, but just heard bits and pieces.
Well, yeah, and a lot of these people are living out there, well, like way out. They're off the grid, man. They don't even have power. They got got to have their own generators or something. I don't know what they're doing, but that's crazy.
Well, that's what she was saying. They don't have power in there, do they? Seems like she was talking about they have outhouses and stuff, or they shower outside. They don't even have like running water or whatever. And they go out there and tap the well and get their water and then boil it. And I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, she lives in something called the dry cabin, and I'm not. She explained it in one of her. It was in the question and answer deal that she did on the ship. Somebody asked her about that, and she was like, "Oh yeah, dry cabin," and went to explain. It seemed like they didn't have. They may have electricity. I'm not sure, but pretty much almost nothing else.
Yeah,
because she talked about the outhouse and everything, and that they have to catch the water. They catch water so they can do certain things with it. And,
yeah. I don't think I know I couldn't make it. So
No.
I'll settle for living in Houston and contending with the occasional hurricane. That's about all I'm built for.
Yeah, I always say I'd like to live at the beach, but then, we were down there just barely staying ahead of, what was it, Daryl, whatever his name was.
Yeah.
We come out of Costa Maya, and it looked like it was going to catch up to us. I was just like nervous wreck. But I can imagine Jen and them, they had, with Harvey, they lost everything. And I'm just like, grab the important stuff and get out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was coming. I mean, I had followed it, and last I had heard, it was headed more towards Corpus.
Mm-hmm.
So then I wasn't really paying attention to it, and I think it was Jennifer sent me a message like, "Hey, are you watching the news report or the weather reports?" And then I was like, "Whoa!" I had no idea it was even headed up this way, and that was like the day before. So I mean, I had
Mm-hmm.
enough time to go out and grab some stuff, and
No,
but luckily I'm far enough up that. I mean, we did get some pretty good wins out of it, but luckily where I'm at, it's a brand new subdivision, so pretty much all the trees have been cleared out. So
now you're northeast of Houston, right?
yeah, I'm like on the 59 side, basically, where like Humble, Kingwood, and then I'm up further north than that to like New Caney.
Okay. His brother's in Conroe.
Yeah, that's all 45.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard they got it worse than we did. I heard the Woodlands and Conroe got it worse than our side.
Woodlands is where they're at.
Yeah. I'll have to call them, see how they're doing.
Hopefully they got power by now, surely.
Well, the bad thing about the division they live in, I mean, they're surrounded by trees,
What's called the Woodlands. Probably.
and I mean, I don't see how any wind gets. I mean, they're so thick. I'm surprised any wind gets through there.
Yeah.
But I mean, they
There's a huge one, and they live on a little, like a horseshoe cul-de-sac thing, and it's a huge tree. If it were to fall, it's probably tall enough it would fall onto their house. Because I don't think if you're parked on the street, you kind of have to drive on the curb to get past it. It's that narrow.
Yeah.
Was there 4 houses or 5 in that little area? And it's like the driveways come out almost together because they're so close, and they're back in the back corner of the 4 or 5 houses there. So their driveways, there's a mailbox and probably 10 feet between the mailbox and the neighbor's driveway. It's like a little pie-slice property.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, we lost power that day, and then because we didn't have it we lost it Monday, didn't have it Tuesday, didn't have it Wednesday, and then 3:00 in the morning Thursday is when it came on, and of course it woke me up because all the stuff started beeping.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And then I didn't know if I was dreaming it, because I was laying in bed and I was looking. I kept seeing light coming from underneath the door because I always keep my bedroom door closed. And I was like, I'm dreaming. There's no way. There's no power. But then I realized, man, I'm awake. I better get up. And then I went out there. It's like all the lights were on, so I left everything on. So then I got right up, started doing dishes, loading the laundry because I was afraid he was going to go back out.
Yeah.
It's nutty. I was happy when the AC started.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot.
AC and ceiling fans.
I had that fan behind me, and I had a little power supply that I could charge up, and it would run that fan for like 5 hours at a time. So I'd run it and then go charge it up, sit in my truck, charge it up, back up, and then that was like the little routine I had going.
Wow.
Definitely charge it up so I'd have it at night.
Yeah. Well, that's what I ended up doing because it's like I was having to sit out in my truck, letting that run to charge it.
Well,
All my neighbors had the generators because, like, as soon as all the power went out, I heard all their generators kicking on. I was like, man, I knew I should have invested in that.
yeah, we ended up doing that because we had a real bad ice storm up here, and we were without power for like 4 days. And we're on well and septic, so when we lose power, we lose water.
Yeah.
You know, the ability to flush your toilets and stuff like that. And I went out and bought a generator after about the third day or fourth day, I got tired of it. So I finally found a place that had generators in stock because everybody kept buying them up. And take the thing out of the boxes, and as I'm putting it together, I'm finding pieces that it's missing. So I have to run back to the store to get them to replace different things. And on the last trip back in, I happened to see a power truck leaving our neighborhood. Still didn't have power or anything like that, but I'm just about to pour the oil into the engine, and the power comes back on. Hadn't put any liquids in it. I was going to put the oil in it, then the gas and stuff like that. And since the power was back on, I didn't. And I asked the store later on if, hey, is there any way I can return this? And they said, hey, if you haven't put any liquids in it, if you haven't put the oil or gas in it, yeah, we'll take it back.
Yeah.
Sweet. And so the first chance we got, we went ahead and got some solar panels, and at the same time got a backup generator.
Yeah.
And we had power go out a few times, and it takes a few minutes. It takes it about a minute or so to kick on, but I mean, it's better than being without power for hours or days.
Yeah. True.
And I realize it's got to make sure the power is going to stay off before it kicks on. So there's a couple of things we probably ought to get a battery backup for. Kind of like we have the adjustable beds. If power goes out, we can't adjust the bed anymore. It makes it hard to get in and out of.
Only for me because I'm so short.
Yeah.
See, I still had running water, and then I had the stove was gas powered, so I was able to cook, and I could take a cold shower. Which, the cold shower actually was good because after you've been sitting inside, baking all day,
Yeah, it probably feels good.
That was like the reward at the end of every day. It's like, oh, it's shower time. And I could flush, so I had that going for me.
Well, you might not have enjoyed it if you had well water because that stuff's cold. That's city water. That cold water is not real cold. So, of course, the hot doesn't get real hot either. But.
Yeah, I've been looking on Amazon, and I'm going to probably order some more of those power supply ones that are a lot better than one I got. Probably get some of those solar panels too. I mean, they make some of them now that run pretty high wattage, so you can actually like run your fridge and cooking appliances and stuff.
Yeah. Well, we had looked into getting the battery backup with the solar panels, but the guy that was selling that we talked to, he was like, he goes, I wouldn't waste your money on those. He says, most people don't realize that one battery may run your kitchen for about 3 or 4 hours, and that's it.
Right.
And the batteries run about 10 grand a piece.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think I'll wait. Wait till technology improves and the price comes down.
Yeah. Yeah, the coffee, having to go without the coffee was one of the hardest things. That was almost as bad as not having the AC. Because my truck has a little outlet on the tailgate, and I thought I'd be able to run the coffee maker on that, but nope, couldn't do it.
Oh wow.
It would because there's an outlet in the cab, and that wouldn't work. But I thought, well, the one on the tailgate would probably work, but no. I guess it's not a high enough wattage,
For a coffee maker?
for
Man,
a coffee maker. Yeah, that was because I sat, I got all happy. I put the tailgate down, had the coffee maker out there, turned it on, and then, man, I thought for sure this would work.
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't think that the coffee makers take that much power, but
Yeah, I guess it's anything that's got the heat producing.
yeah, the heating element.
Yeah.
Or-
Probably because people can't be without their phones, so it's enough to charge a cell phone.
I did find a battery powered coffee maker that was pretty cheap, so I may get that one. It's just like a little rechargeable battery and like a power tool battery. They said it was good for but it was only good for like 1 or 2 uses. So like every time you brew the coffee, you got to go charge it back up again because I guess it draws so much.
yeah.
Crazy.
Go without coffee for 4 days.
No.
Yeah, when it came back on, that was like one of the first things I did. Was like
Yeah, I bet.
3 a.m, but I'm brewing my coffee because I gotta have it.
Hey, you couldn't boil water and
I mean, I guess I could have done
it probably wouldn't have tasted very good, but
the old-fashioned way. I guess I could have done it, but I don't even know how to do that. So, and all my coffee now is the little,
K cups?
yeah, the K cups. I don't think I have any like regular
You
ground.
should peel the top off and use an ice pick, poke a hole in the bottom of it, and put it between 2 spoons and slowly pour your water.
That's when you're really, really desperate.
Yeah.
yeah. Or good. Poke a hole in the bottom and get a funnel, put it through the top.
Ate a lot of rice. That's
Wow.
mostly what I was doing. Rice, and then I had some like cans of chili and stuff in there, so I'd mix that up.
That's where you have that, lots of that
Ramen.
ramen. Yeah. I was going to call them the other name. But yeah, I have that. Boil the water and pour it in there. I mean, it's not good, but it's substance of some kind.
Yeah. Well, get some of that dehydrated seaweed to put in it. And then
Yeah.
it makes it real good.
No.
Yeah.
Just glad to get back to the grocery store when all that stuff finally opened up. And
Oh yeah, I bet.
ran in there. They had a sale on steaks and stuff, so they had like a bunch of steaks marked down like $3. So I like grabbed all of them, just took them home.
I'm afraid they're going to go bad from the.
Well, I brought them home, threw them in the freezer, so hopefully I'll live.
Well, hopefully it won't go out again and you lose all of it.
Well, that was the only bright spot, is I had let my deep freeze dwindle down, so I didn't have a whole lot in there to throw away.
Well, if you know something like that's kind of a thing with a hurricane, a couple of days ahead of time, you can cook them up and vacuum seal them.
Yeah.
And I mean, you might not be able to heat it up, but at least it's cooked. You can take it out and eat it that way, and then
Yeah.
do them individually if you have vacuum sealer, that is. But
A lot of rice.
Yeah.
Well, that was when I was in the Navy. I had never had rice for breakfast, but every morning on the chow line, there was always rice for breakfast. And but I mean, I guess, well, we did have a lot of Filipino guys. Well, most of the supply department on my ship, that first ship, was all Filipino. So every morning we'd have breakfast, and they'd have the little omelet station. And
Yeah. Well, there's hey adventures.
Hey, Uncle Dave.
So,
Hey, Uncle Dave.
howdy.
Thanks for coming in. There was something my dad used to make with rice and cinnamon and a little bit of milk, and it seems like we had that for breakfast once in a great while.
Cinnamon?
Yeah, it was
Mama
rice,
just
cinnamon, sugar. I can't. Man, it's been so long.
Mama just do butter and sugar, I think it was. I don't like sugar in my rice. Butter and salt. Mm.
Like I said, that was a long time ago. So, I mean, I just remember bits and pieces of it.
Yeah,
Maybe it's all right.
we pulled into Manila once a long time ago. I was there for like 3 days. The only thing I really remember is there was a Holiday Inn down the street from the ship, and I think that's where I ended up spending most of my time, was down there at the Holiday Inn.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Wow. I just remember eating some really weird stuff when I was a little kid.
Oh, in Okinawa.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's where I learned about the seaweed and squid. And I didn't even know we were eating squid. We went off base and was walking around one of the flea markets, one of the markets that they had set up there. And the stuff, it was kind of like not really a corn dog shape, but it kind of had a thick batter around it. Didn't know what it was. We bought some of it, bit into it, and man, it was good. Whatever it was, we didn't know what it was at the time, but we were eating it. One of the times we bought some of it, my sister bit into it, and she didn't bite all the way through. And when she pulled it away from her mouth, she had this tentacle.
Oh.
Tentacle hanging off. That's when we found out it was squid, because it had the little suction cups and stuff still on it.
Uh-uh.
Wow.
It was like, okay, well, so it's been squid we've been eating. It's good. So we kept. I mean, I still eat it
Anything a fish with. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Well, it's
I mean,
just
that's the culture over there. You get used to it.
a little tentacle.
Yeah. Almost kind of like how, I don't know if you've ever seen the calamari with it has like a really thin batter around it. This was a thick batter, almost like a pancake batter type stuff around it.
Yeah.
That they would deep fry. And it was good.
Yeah, we had some calamari rings one time. They were, not real big, and told the kids they were, and they were just onion rings.
Yeah.
They got it, and they're like, they're chewy.
Well, sometimes you gotta fib a little bit to get them to try it.
I tried not to do the, ooh, gross, I'm not eating that, because then they wouldn't try it. I'd be like, no, I'm good. I already got this, and y'all go ahead.
Mexican rice pudding.
Does not sound very good either. Mexican rice, yes, but not if it had,
Oh, my bad.
Hmm.
It may have been, I don't know. It was. I remember Dad used to do a lot of stuff. I thought it was weird. He was putting peaches on bread and then soaking them into peach juice. Or no, it was pear. He'd put a pear. He would open up a can of pears and put the pear on top of the bread, and then pour the juice around it and let the bread soak it up.
Huh.
And he liked it. I never tried it, but he liked it.
Yeah, Dad would take and put cornbread into buttermilk and thought that was just the greatest treat. We did it in regular milk, but I haven't done that in 40 something years, and I have no desire to do it again. Well, volunteer travelers.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Hanging in.
Thanks for coming in.
Well, it's almost midnight. I may have to tap out.
Yeah, I was thinking hang on 5 more minutes and get it even 3 hours if you want.
3 hours.
I always do that, and then we're like, oh, another 10 minutes, we got 3.5.
No.
Well, that's what I've been doing with my lives in the morning. I make sure I get that right at 30 minutes. You know, I try not to shortchange myself.
I thought Jen might pop in here for a little bit, but I guess she's not gonna make it tonight.
Oh no, I moved. Well, yeah, I'm in the new house now. I'm like 15 or 20 minutes north of where I was at. I've been meaning to drive by the old house and see if anybody's in there yet.
Cornbread and butter. See? Well,
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the buttermilk, but this milk is.
Yeah, my mom would drink the buttermilk. I could never. Well, I'm not a big milk person to begin with, so.
yeah. Well,
Yep.
I told you how I looked at stuff, and I'm like, ew, butter and milk? No. So I never tried it.
right.
Yeah.
Well, buttermilk, I've never tried that either. Not unless it's been in something cooked. It's
Yeah.
straight. I haven't tried it.
I even mix it with Jack Daniels, make eggnog out of it.
The only thing my mom would make that I didn't like was every once in a while, and she didn't do it all the time, but every once in a while she'd make these mackerel patties. And I don't know. I didn't like the smell and just didn't really like the taste either. I mean, I tried to eat one, but of course that, they were big on, sitting at the dinner table and you got to clean your plate and all that. And I had to struggle through that.
My mom would she'd do a smothered steak with, like gravy and onions, and it smelled just like the liver. And I knew she was trying to get me to eat liver and just said it was smothered steak and not the liver and onions. And so I wouldn't eat it. And my dad made me sit at the table one time. They made liver, and he said, "You're going to sit here until you eat it." And they were out playing croquet and everything else. And I'm still sitting there at the table like 2 hours later. And finally he's like, "All right, you can get up." I was not about to eat it. I ate the mashed potatoes. I would not eat the gravy because, it came from the liver. And whatever other little side dish they had, I ate those, but I would not eat that. And I thought, I'm not going to eat it. And so I was just as stubborn as he was. And I was like, no.
I hated liver.
Yep. That was the only thing that, man, my mom, when they cooked that, there was something about liver and onions that we had to have it once a month.
They try to fool us in the Navy every now and then. They try to roll that out like it was steak. And they got me a couple times, but I'd take one bite and go right in the trash.
Yep. Well, I got to where, I knew if it had been a while since we'd had it, when I came home from school, I'd sneak into the kitchen because the front door, you'd walk in the front door and immediately to the right was an opening which led into the kitchen. Well, I'd go into the kitchen, look in the sink to see if anything was thawing out. And if nothing was thawing out, I knew I was good. But if I saw the liver thawing out, I'd sneak back out and act like I just came in and go, I don't think I'm going to be eating tonight. My stomach's hurting. I've got an upset stomach. Because, man, I could not eat that stuff. And they would make me sit there. And they'd give me some and I couldn't leave the table until we ate it. And I could not stand that stuff.
Well, like I said, after 2 hours, my dad didn't make me do that anymore because he found out I was as stubborn as he was on it. So
I loved her fried chicken. I mean, she
Mhm.
made the best fried chicken
Hmm.
ever. And but boy, when she'd make those mackerel patties, I'm like, man,
There's mothers in the 90s still had what?
No, go ahead.
Still had liver and onions every week. Don't go over there. Can't stand- Yeah, the smell.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
and that's what they say on her smothered steak. It smelled just like liver, and I'm just like, no, it's not. It's liver. No, it's not. Mm-mm. And to this day, I don't just
It's
smothered steak. No.
it's just like steak.
No,
Just put some A1 sauce on it.
Yeah,
no.
no.
I tried ketchup. That didn't help.
Put ketchup on everything. It's so funny. Puts ketchup on his chicken pot chicken pot pie.
Mm-hmm.
Or some Heinz 57.
I do like the 57 sauce, but I still not put it on liver. They had the gravy, so you couldn't put any sauces on it, you know. Yeah, it's very high in iron, and that's why my mom would make it. And I'm just not. No.
That's
I'm good. I'll take an iron pill.
I'm out on that.
Store friendlies.
Yeah, work at Friendly's. They had it on their menu.
Mm-mm.
The dog might not eat it.
Yeah.
I made some gravy one time. I was learning how to cook, and it was that cream gravy, you know, the southern gravy. And I let it cook too long and set it on the table, put the gravy ladle in it, and the ladle stood up. And so my dad tried to give some to the dog, and the dog wouldn't even eat it. I'm just like, oh my God, that's bad. It was around the same time I made my brother a birthday cake, and electricity went off. So the top half cooked, and the bottom half was like, what's that? It was gross. It was like it was a thick dough. I can't remember what that's called. They put the flame on top of it, and it's the caramel top. It was like a gel almost. It was the worst. So he sat there and he turned it on its side and cut it, and then ate the cake part and left the rest of it. And the dog wouldn't eat that. And then I took a stretch and sew class and tried to make him a tank top, and they said, turn it inside out, put the seams down, and use the iron to press the seams. I was like, all right. So I get my mom's iron, I do that, and I pick it up, and the shirt had melted. And I was like, this is not going to be my year. So I haven't ironed since then. Well, ironed his uniforms some. I'd come in and, I don't know what was wrong with me. I was like, I'll iron his uniforms today. But I haven't done that since we moved here, and we've been here, 20 years?
Over.
See, the onions, I can do onions. I can do onions on just about anything, but liver, no. No. But as a kid, I wouldn't eat the onions. My dad I wouldn't eat the green part. I'd eat the white. And so he'd take and hold it like this and bite it in half and throw the white at me. And I'd cut off where he put it, and I'd eat that, but I wouldn't eat the green. Now it's like, whatever. Put it in everything. My daughter won't eat it. I don't like the texture. I can use onion powder and she's okay, but it's the texture of the onion she didn't like.
Yeah, I'm not a big onion person either. I mean, but I'll eat onion rings. Rings, and I don't know. Sometimes in Chinese food, I'll eat it, but
no.
Well, the ketchup on the chicken pot pie is good. You just poke a hole in it, squirt some in there, mix it up.
It looks gross. I can't do it. What was it he made? Grilled cheese sandwiches, and we always put butter on it. He'd put mayonnaise.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, ew, mayonnaise?
Yeah, on that instead of putting butter on the outside of the bread, you get mayonnaise and cook it that way. It gives it a tangier flavor.
Huh. Yeah, I watched. Z went live earlier today, and I was watching put the ketchup on the hot dogs. And once I saw that, I had to change the channel.
Something's coming through there.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, I missed that. We had our dog squirting around again.
Well, mustard on hamburgers and mustard on hot dogs. You go through like Wendy's and they have that mayonnaise and ketchup on there. I'm like, gross.
Yeah.
No, mustard, please. Do you still want the mayonnaise and ketchup? No, I want mustard.
Wow, 3.
If I wanted mayonnaise and ketchup, I'd have ordered it the way you make it.
Every once in a while, I'll put mustard on fries.
That's good.
You know,
Fried
Yeah.
potatoes.
all the time, but every once in a while, I'll do that.
Heat press for my.
Hard cut.
Oh, okay. Came in today.
Okay.
Cool.
I think that's what they make, like those stickers and
Matt,
stuff
see,
out of.
mail it. See.
Oh, there you go.
That's really
Uncle
good.
Dave he knows about the mayo.
Yeah. It gives it. I mean, it gives it a tang, kind of like a tangier flavor when it's cooked.
Man, that's really not that far out of the question. I mean, mayo and cheese, I guess.
We were there one time, and his dad says, "How do you want your eggs? Is it cooked?" And he's like, "Okay, but how do you want them cooked?" So I don't care as long as they're done. If scrambled eggs, I want them to bounce. I don't want no juicy eggs. Every once in a while I'll have like a over easy or something, but no, I just, of course, my dad called them hen apples from the backyard prostitutes, is what he always said. And so I just, for the longest time, I couldn't eat eggs because think about, because we'd incubate and have little chicks, and I'd think, okay, well, this is a baby chick, and I just, like I said, I think about it too much. If I didn't think about it so much, it'd probably be okay, but think about what it is, what it's going to be, what it could be, and I think that's why our youngest wouldn't eat meat for a long time, because she knew it was cow or whatever.
I shall devour the unborn.
Yuck.
I can't remember where that was, but it was a joke or something like that. Kid had something to do with eggs, and some kid walked into a restaurant and said, "I shall devour the unborn."
Well, yuck.
Good night, bone tired travelers.
Good night. Thanks for coming in.
And we've hit our mark.
Yeah.
We want to go another 24 minutes and get.
Oh man.
No, we'll go ahead and call it quits for the night. I appreciate everybody coming in, and we'll try to do this again soon.
Maybe next Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
I'll be back Friday. Oh yeah, it's always good to visit with you guys. I mean, catch up.
That's for sure.
Yep.
All right. Well, I hope everybody has a great weekend. And if you haven't done it already, please make sure you hit the like button.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that right now.
Yep.
I don't know the stuff that we were using before that did the automatic messaging. It ain't working.
Oh, Nightbot.
Yeah. So I guess I got to go in there. I don't know if something changed or what, but
I got to redo mine because, I changed my channel name, and now ever since I did that, it's not working. So I think I'm going to have to just totally delete the account, and then just redo a new account. I think that's what I'm going to try anyway.
yeah. See, nothing's changed on ours except whatever updates they've been pushing through, and it just quit working.
Yeah.
So I've got to, I guess, go in and check things again. But
Yeah.
well, we'll go ahead and let everybody go, and we shall see you guys next time. Thanks again for coming in, and I appreciate you coming on and being with us and staying with us.
Yeah.
And
All right, everybody.
good night, everyone.
Good
Have a great
night.
weekend.